This is T.Y. Jackson.
United States Women's Champion Chelsea Green.
How you doing, people?
And I love pro wrestling.
I love pro wrestling.
Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. Good evening. Welcome to the Brunch Clinic. I am Lawrence Kurtz. We are live. Another big week in wrestling, as yesterday was AEW Wrestle Dream.
Hi, I'm Maxine Dupree.
And I'm Otis.
Hi, I'm the Sweetest Pete, Christara.
Mars, the specialist.
And I love wrestling.
And I love pro wrestling.
And we
love wrestling.
Bottoms up, brains on. Welcome to Quizplex here on Love Wrestling, your pro wrestling trivia charity show. My name is Zach Ralph. I will be your host.
This is God's gift to wrestling, Michael Richard Blaze.
Yeah, we are the Usos.
This is Rachel Ellering.
And we love wrestling.
And I love pro wrestling.
Hello,
Love Wrestling. It is Thursday night. It is 8 p.m. And you all know what that means.
Well, you better know by now. It's episode 235 of this thing.
I guarantee you there's like an 85% chance that's not an accurate number.
Hi, this is Shaz McKenzie.
This is Big Bad Boris.
This is the Rhinestone Cowboy, Stephen Crow.
And I love pro wrestling.
And I love pro wrestling.
And I love wrestling.
If you're here, thanks for being here. It's for Exposure, Love Wrestling's Independent Weekend podcast, where we break down all the best happenings of the world of the independent wrestling side.
I'm Penta. I'm wrestling. And what?
Liza Hall.
I'm the alternative Anthony Green.
And I love pro wrestling.
And I love wrestling.
And I love wrestling. I love wrestling. And you know what? Pentacero.
That's called scanning, kids. It is 8 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time. It is time for a excitingly fun, I hope, episode of Saturday Night Love. My name is Big Bad Boys.
I'm Big Ben Ortmans.
Hi, this is Smiley Patty Ray.
I'm Yaska.
And I love wrestling.
And I love wrestling.
And I love pro wrestling.
Of course.
Hello, Love Wrestling. It's Thursday night. It's 8 p.m. And you know what that means. It's another new episode of Between Two Beards.
Can we start off with the biggest news of the week? The Rams lost! If you got the budget, I've got the time.
There he is.
Hey, boss!
Good boss.
Hey! The man with the finest beard on this screen. Canadian boys, shut the hell up. Let me talk.
You see, the Rads are resourceful. When I got beef with somebody, I can find a way to talk to them.
Watch and listen between two beers.
What?
Wait, go back. Go back.
No, you're going to do it?
Now go back. Hello, it's Thursday night. It's 8 p.m. And you know what that means. And then you...
What does it mean? I don't know what it means. What does it mean?
God damn it, JPJ. We've been doing this for 258 episodes, and you don't know what it means by now?
No. What does it mean?
It means it's a new episode of Between Two Beards. Switch us back. This is weird.
How'd that happen?
I don't know. That wasn't
we were on the right side before the intro videos went on.
Is that what it's like to be you? And I don't know
what kind of magic. Yeah, it is. It's like you got a life. That was a life experience. Now you know what I deal with on a weekly basis.
Oh, it sucks, man. You should get a better co-host.
It's tough sometimes.
Thank God for all your other.
What's going on with you? Why are you turning red? Why are you turning yellow and red over there?
I don't know. Tell me in the chat what lights. That one
Right there. You look fine right there.
Let's go right there. Scott's in the house saying evening, Beards. Evening, Scott.
Scott, how are we, friend?
I actually know what it means. 258 episodes in. We're one stop away from the road to WrestleMania. It's actually here.
Yes, it is.
Finally.
Yeah, thank God.
If I was in charge, WrestleMania would be early April like it should be.
It should be always.
Yes, but we're finally here.
We made it.
Are you excited?
No. Listen, I am. Yes, I am excited. It's WrestleMania. It's a big weekend. But we're going to dive into the card tonight, obviously. I think that they have given us a lot to not be super excited about.
Yeah, they did. And my previous statement about it needs to be in early April, I think that is a problem. I think we all looked at it and we went, oh, they got a couple more weeks to build proper to WrestleMania. I think we're learning over the last couple years here, as it being, this late in the season, they don't need a couple of weeks to build to WrestleMania because it either drags out or they ramp it up because they're like, oh, shoot, it's coming. So there's been a few good builds, of course.
Yeah,
but
sure.
There's been some clunkers and there's been some we have just too long between things, it seems like. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, in the chat, let us know what you think. But while you're in the chat, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share this out to all your friends so that we can keep the lights on here at Love Wrestling. And if you want to talk about WrestleMania and guarantee that we're going to talk about the comment that you make, leave us a super chat.
Why not?
We got to pay the big fellow over there. He deals with this. He deals with this every week.
Yeah, sure do. Well, obviously, WrestleMania is the hot topic of the week. It is the granddaddy of them all. It is less than 48 hours away from. We would be deep into it. It starts at 6 p.m. We'd be a few hours into it. 48 hours from now.
Yeah, we'd be a few hours into it. It'd be 2 matches because of all the.
Bless. They guarantee there won't be more than 3. How? For the record, just over under.
Yes.
13 minutes in between every match with the ads. And
average. Or
I would say. No, I'm saying, I would say average.
Okay, so you're saying
between matches.
So we're count look, Brock and Oba. Let's say Brock and Oba on Sunday, and then as soon as the bell,
end bell to the starting bell of the second match.
Oh,
so
13.
Is that low? Is that over under low? Should I go high? Should it be higher?
I think that's a good sweet spot because I feel like maybe. Now here's my question. Are we talking bell to next match or bell to next segment? So, if they cut
no. Well, if there's a segment in between the match, then I guess it would be a null and void. I'm just talking if they were going match to match.
Okay.
Including entrances.
Over under average 13 minutes, I think is a solid line. You could even, if you wanted to get a little cute with it,
you'd probably go over, wouldn't you though?
You could if you went low, or if you set the line at 11 and a half, I think a lot of people would smash the over. But if you go 13, I think you might have some people smash the under, and I think you'd make some money there. So, maybe. Let us know over under 13 minutes.
Well, you have to do the thing. Well, I'd have to go 13 and a half.
Yeah, you'd have to put a half. Would you rather go 12 and a half or 13 and a half?
I think I would rather go 13 and a half.
So okay. So you're saying 13 or 14?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the number.
All right. That's the number we're setting. There it is.
But we obviously are going to be talking about WrestleMania tonight. We'll be going through the card, giving what we think is going to happen and all this stuff. But WrestleMania week, even though it's a different company, started a little earlier because last night, first of all, great episode of Dynamite. I thought so. However, in the main event, it was Darby Allin challenging MJF for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. And MJF, who was just days from coming off a title defense against Kenny Omega at AEW Dynasty, which we're obviously going to be talking about some of the stuff that went down, because that was literally just 4 days ago on Sunday. Dynasty was.
Yeah. It doesn't even feel like...
It doesn't at all. It feels like it was a month ago.
Yeah, it doesn't even feel like Dynasty. Yeah, so...
Main event. So first of all, beginning of the show, Darby comes out. It looks like they're going to be opening the show with this match. And I'm like, oh, crap. We're opening the show with it. And then Max comes out still in the full suit, and he's making every excuse in the book to try to get out of this match. He's saying he's hurt. He's saying he's, all this, whatever. And then
he also acted like he didn't know.
Exactly.
From Sunday to Wednesday, not one time did somebody go, "Hey Max, you have a match on Wednesday."
Yeah.
Bud.
We knew it was happening before he even successfully defended his title on Sunday. Then we find out from Tony Khan and Tony Schiavone, blah, 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 that it's going to be happening in the main event of the show. Bryan Danielson, I'm sorry, was the one that said it. It's going to be happening at the end of the show. So we get to the main event.
Bryan Danielson didn't just say it. He gleefully shouted it to the rooftops of that place. He was so happy to screw over MJF.
Sure was. Then we get to there. So fast forward all the way to the end of the show. This match, the bell rings. MJF distracts the referee, gives her the ring, so she's going to put the ring away, Aubrey, and he hits Darby in the nuts. And it's like, oh, damn, here we go. So then Darby kind of gets back to, and he shoves or pushes Max where he almost hits Aubrey. So there's a little interaction, where Aubrey's kind of like this, and Max is like, whoa. Mm-hmm. And Max turns around while Aubrey is still getting her shit together. And Darby hits Max in the nuts, retaliates, hits Max back in the nuts. Then he gives him a scorpion death drop. Mind you, I didn't even mention, before the match even started, Darby's in the back, walking to the ring, and fucking Sting's there.
Silver Fox Sting with all that white hair.
Looked great. Listen.
I thought he was retired in the old face paint.
Yeah, at cons, I thought.
Yeah, well, maybe. I guess
he's not going to show up at the wrestling show occasionally not wearing the paint. Come on.
I mean, that'd be pretty dope. Be like, be like Darby. I'm fucking retired, bro. I don't know how to put the paint on, dog. Yeah. Like, come on. So, someday you're gonna be 65 and be like, dude, this painting's too much.
Maybe. Sting's there. So at that moment, once I see Sting, I go, oh, all right. Well, so Darby's gonna win then. I'm not gonna pull Sting out for Darby to lose.
Yeah, they're not gonna have Sting give him a little pep.
Sting, yeah,
it was a little awkward. It was a little awkward when Darby's already like at the ramp walking, and Sting's like, "Go get him! You know what to do."
Unbelievable, like literally like the corny dad.
Yeah.
Like the corny. Go get him, champ. Yeah, go get him, champ.
You know what to do.
Oh,
and apparently.
They should have kept the camera on him and had him do that like sitcom dad smile like that. Oh. That's what they should have done. But anyway, fast forward to where we were. Darby hits Max in the nuts, gets revenge, hits him in the nuts, scorpion death drop, and then he proceeds to hit a coffin drop from every corner of the ring, and he just pins Max. And like 2 minutes.
Does the headlock takeover too?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He said he was going to pin him with the headlock takeover, which is a callback to other things with these two. I appreciate that as a long-term viewer. I appreciate that type of stuff. But yeah, so then he does the headlock takeover, and he beats him. So Darby Allin is the new
like a minute and a half
AEW champion. Wins it in Everett, Washington, where he started wrestling. And, he cut a promo at the beginning of the show, and he was crying. He was very emotional. It was, it was good. You could tell it mattered to him. His family was there,
Sure.
But he beat him in a minute and a half.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
You didn't like it.
Okay, I've had almost 22 hours and some change now to kind of sit on it a little bit. No, I did not like it. I'm going to put my should he have not been world champion feelings aside here. Mm-hmm. Because I am on the side of like, I just don't buy into the Darby Allin world title run at this point. I thought we were a little late on it. This should have been, again, wrestling's, I don't know, right? I don't have the answers, but you're telling me this is the way that you wanted to cement Darby Allin's first world? Is MJF hurt? Has he got to take time off? Listen, and I saw a bunch of people saying like good on Max for like doing this. Dude's getting paid. He don't care. He's getting paid.
Yeah, but if he really had an issue, he probably could have not. You know what I
Two
mean?
handsome beer. Ope three-way. I saw you had a third handsome gentleman on your podcast today. A friend of the show, Ope three-way, and Jimmy from the Q did WrestleMania.
Oh, hell yeah. Very good. So. Very good.
Here's the other side of it. We just watched Brody King squash out MJF. MJF gets squashed out by Darby. You got to be careful with these type of finishes in your main events because it gets, you know, it can rub some people. I've seen diehard AEW sickos not happy today. I've seen it where people like, and I just give me at least 15, give me 20. I know there's going to be more to this story and it's going to build to something else and they're going to run it back, I'm sure. I just felt like just because we're in Seattle, and that's the other part of it. You're in Seattle, his hometown. You've built this guy up as the absolute underdog, never quit, I will die for this thing, into the squash king. Like that, like he just squashed out one of your all-time greatest champions. When is the last time in a squash championship situation did anybody leave it going, "Yep, that was awesome"?
Yeah,
there might be. I'm sitting here telling you as a not the biggest Darby guy that I wanted to see. Like, give me 15, 20 minutes proper. Give me something to go, hell yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah,
he pulled it off. I don't buy for a second that he could squash anybody out because he used to struggle with guys on AEW Dark. That's part of my. When has Darby Allin have ever been that far ahead offensively in his entire career? And because Sting's there, all of a sudden he's super Darby. What the hell was that?
Yeah, I mean that's what Sting does.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't love it. I didn't love it. I don't want to, but I also will say, like, I didn't absolutely hate it. Like, I'm not going to go fall Boston anger here because I'm sure that there's more to tell. I just worry, like, if you're going to do finishes like that, you got to be careful because that's not what you've built this company on. There's very rare that there's like a big match squash match, and you did it with Brody King, and it hit with Brody King, and it made Brody King spiral into this most dangerous man thing, and now we're Darby squashing people out. Shit, like okay, so it was too close for me. I don't know. I would have did something different, but again, I think I'm sure. I don't know. Because aren't they in Queens in a little bit? Aren't they in MJF's territory here?
Double or Nothing is in New York. It's in Queens. So,
that's
a month from now. So.
Right, but that's their next pay-per-view. So,
yeah,
is MJF just going to win it back? Like Darby Allin there's no way he's touching like the longest AEW World Championship streak. Like, that's not happening.
No,
I
think will win it back.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. But that's the Mrs. Pluggo's in the chat. We are officially on the road to Mrs. Pluggo's birthday, which is Sunday. She says hi from Owen. Hi, Owen. What's up, buddy? Hopefully I saw him sitting on my car. They went to the store. Yep. Tell Owen I'm coming for him. I'm sitting on my car, bro. What are you doing? Bro?
Wow.
Listen here, little Owen. But you're saying you liked it?
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay, I'm asking because I feel like
I know
I see a lot because I posted some stuff today on my social medias and I see a lot of people that are happy for Darby, and rightfully so. He's a day one dude. Whether you like him or not, he is kind of like the fabric of AEW in the sense that like he's a misfit. He doesn't look the part. He's not dominant, big. He's all the things that what made AEW AEW. I get all of that. I'm here and I understand it. Dude, I just was like, his first win, that's his first win. We're going to do it in this way that's going to be kind of like debated instead of just like letting him do Darby shit and win the thing, and everybody like, he did it. Like we saw MJF a month and a half ago go absolutely berserk in a Texas death match with Hangman Page, and it took a couple coffin drops and a low blow, and he's done for.
4 coffin drops.
Well, yeah, I mean, but they're whatever.
And
you know what I'm
saying?
saying?
A Scorpion death drop.
I mean, listen, I've never taken either of those, so I can't speak to the power behind them. But I did see MJF almost die at Revolution.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, listen, I was not expecting a squash match. I thought Darby, when they announced the match, I was like, are they really? They're not gonna. But then I was like, well, if he's not going to win it now, this has to be the last time he ever, how many times how many times are we going to do this with Darby? And then it was in where it was, the way it played out with the opening sequence into the main event. And then we see Sting. I'm like, all right, Darby's definitely winning. I just expected it to be a regular type of match. I expected them to go, a main event style match, and Darby pulls it out, and it's like, oh shit, he did it. Like you said, he did it. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I feel like the timing of everything, we've talked about it a whole bunch throughout the last year plus. Like, I think the time for Darby to be the heavyweight champion was at the height of the Death Riders with Mox, and he was doing the Everest thing, and that was the time. Like, it should have been him that kind of dethroned Mox. That's what the whole story was built on, was the Darby situation and Mox stealing the title shot from him, and that's when it should have been. This is like a year plus past that, and he's been kind of just floating around the Death Riders and the friends of the Death Riders for so long that it's just like, okay. And I was like, all right, well, he won the match at Dynasty against Andrade, which guaranteed him the title shot, and my thought process was, they'll do it at Double or Nothing, and he'll probably lose, but that'll be all right. Main event of pay-per-view in New York, and
but even that, like, if he would have beat MJF in New York, which MJF is pretty untouchable, that would have been something, right? Like, you would have been like, shit.
Yeah. And then they were like, and I get it, it's his home, it's where he started wrestling. It was, his home state, his home area. I get it. But then it was just kind of like, all right, we're doing this immediately, like days after the pay-per-view. All right, cool. And then just the way it went down was like, wow. All right.
And let him, I thought for sure this thing was going to go to 10:30 then. I was like, oh, it's almost 10 o'clock. They're starting the main event. There's no way they're going to cut this short unless there's some shenanigans on MJF's end.
Yeah.
I was literally, JPJ, I was literally still typing out all the I's, and it's Sting! And then I look up and the match is over. It's like, what the just happened here, man?
Yeah.
Again, good for Darby. I'm glad he got it, because he was destined to get one, whether he keeps it long-term or not. I hope we're ready for a few title defenses where now Darby's going to get ragdolled by somebody for 15 minutes and then sneak it out at the end there, because that's what he does. But apparently not with MJF. I don't know. And he got kicked. And MJF kicked him in the nuts too.
Yeah. But he got one back, and he kicked him in the nuts though.
Yeah. I saw Scott's comment earlier, and he's saying MJF's calling it the Seattle screw job, and he's playing it up, and he's Tony Khan, he's Tony Khan's face. Yeah. We'll see how that all plays. I'm sure this was just a really it felt like a decision where we're gonna start off the middle of the WrestleMania week, collective weekend, all this great. We're gonna steal some headlines here early, and I just was like, I don't know if it did Darby a service or not. I just would have liked to have seen, give me some, a little bit more.
Yeah, I would agree.
But listen, I just challenge AEW, be careful. Be careful, because some kind of goofy, quick decision finishes or turns some people off from the other companies, and you guys never did. You don't really do that very often, so. But, I mean, hey, overall, I thought Spring Breakthrough, I don't know what's going on right now. I think
Yeah, night 2 is happening currently as we speak.
I didn't see any spoilers, so I don't know what's happening because I know they taped it last night. But it was good. I thought Kevin Knight, that was a solid match with him and old Claudio there. I will say I did have one little gripe. I would have liked to have seen, what was it? Maybe that's why I was, maybe like you could have shaved about 5 minutes off of Ospreay and Hechicero for me. Gave that to Darby and JF if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
That match, while good, was long. I was just like, we don't.
Well, they did the spot where Will Ospreay got paralyzed and then somehow was able to get back into the ring and win the match. So
because he's super Ospreay. What'd you think of him? What'd you think of him and Kenny?
I liked it. I actually liked it. I thought that was good.
What does that mean? Does that mean Kenny Omega's he's done?
No,
getting close.
Yeah, they're playing it off. He's up there.
He said AEW is yours now, buddy. Essentially.
Yeah, I liked it. I think that might be a little foreshadowing.
All over.
You all right? Sure. You all right? You gonna make it?
It like bubbled up on me as I was pouring.
Yeah.
Having a day.
The dogs attacked the Young Bucks and beat the crap out of the Young Bucks.
Okay, well, the dogs without Gabe Kidd because he's now out.
Yeah. So they're gonna go. All right. Here's my thing.
The dogs who also lost to Darby Allin, who lost that triple threat match, who lost their trios titles after having them for like one day. So what are we doing with the dogs, man? The dogs are having. This is not exactly how I thought signing David Finlay and Gabe Kidd, and I'm blanking on the third member of the dogs' his name.
Connors.
That's right. Clark Connors. You're right.
Yeah.
This is their run. The dogs. Woof woof. Boris says he's so freaking tires right now. I think
he meant tired.
I think he meant tires because that dude has been watching wall to wall nonstop wrestling.
Yeah, he needs to choose his nap time because there's probably an event start. There's probably 4 more events tonight.
I don't think that's the thing. I don't think Boris is napping. I think Boris is pounding the Canadian version of Red Bull, and he's just going ham up there.
That's not Red Bull. The Canadian version of Red Bull.
I don't know. I don't know if I found out the other day that they don't have Faygo up in Canada.
I don't even know what Faygo is.
You don't know what Faygo? Oh, Jesus Christ!
We don't have that in the Northeast.
We're not. I don't know if I want to open up the Juggalo can of worms that was, but yeah, Faygo. The ICP guys are famous Faygo aficionados.
Oh.
And that's their drink of choice. And because Tony Khan had the nerve to tell Vince Russo or somebody close to Vince Russo that he likes JCW Lunacy, I watched an episode or two. And I told Blair about it. He said, I don't know what Faygo is. You don't either. So next time you come to my neck of the woods, we'll have to get you a nice cold moon mist.
What is it? A soda?
Yeah, it's pop. Yeah, it's pop. It's basically but they call it that's Faygo. They got Faygo Cola. They got Faygo.
So it's a brand of soda.
Yeah, they got Faygo Moon Mist. Yeah, they got an orange. They got a moon mist. They got a cotton candy. They got a blue.
So moon mist is their version of Sprite, I take it, probably?
No, moon mist is their version of Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And, yeah, they have like 50 flavors I found out. And
all right.
You
ever had Jones soda?
Yeah, Jones soda's solid. Yeah, dude. Yeah, they got the little messages in the cap and stuff. Dude. Jones is good. But all right, so Jones soda, spectrum wise, and then in terms of price and then Faygo's like
I know you don't drink anymore, but would Faygo be like a plastic bottle liquor? Like is that on the toe? You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about?
Faygo
is talking about?
Faygo's the Boone's Farm. Yeah,
it's the
Mad Dog 2020.
It's plastic ball.
100%.
Okay, fair. Take it. Listen.
All right, Boris will probably be enjoying some Faygo chit chatter as Stranglemania starts. Probably, I think that's tomorrow night after Joey Janela's spring break. But
that'll be one of the Joey Janela spring break, the Big Gay, Effie's Big Gay
Big
Brunch.
on
Those are the two that I make sure I want. Like I make sure I'm watching those.
We've had I don't know all the shows. Yeah, it's a midnight show because of the time difference. It's wild. But yeah, I watched a little bit of the Pottermania. I'm sorry. Yesterday, the kickoff, the collective. I was just watching the memorial show a little bit.
Are they doing a blood sport?
Bloodsport, I believe, is tomorrow at 3 their time, so probably 6 Eastern. I believe.
All right, so I usually watch Bloodsport as well.
Bloodsport should lead you into SmackDown, and then Janela's Spring Break should start after SmackDown, so you should be able to sandwich it all in.
Yeah, and then you get that, and then you'll have the Hall of Fame starting at midnight Eastern.
Look, man,
you kidding me?
Look, man,
it's gonna go till 4 a.m., bro.
I'm already tired. It's Thursday, dude.
Bro,
I don't know how I'm gonna make it this weekend.
Come on,
man. I've got something going on all the way till through. So I took Monday off from work just because I was like, I need a day to recover, like because I'm gonna just be.
Tomorrow is my last work day of the week. Tomorrow, I just got to get through it.
Mine too, and then I took Monday off. Listen, Boris. I always tell myself every year I should do you do it. Just take the week off, and I thought about it this year, but then I forgot about submitting it in time, and it was a huge mess. But what I'll do is I'll just make sure I piggyback everything I need. Don't worry. There'll be plenty of wrestling.
WrestleMania is going to be starting at like 1:00 in the afternoon because it's going to be in Saudi.
Well, I'm still intrigued to see what they do collective side or how they pull if they. I
think they need to just do a massive one, and I think AEW should get involved, and they should just do a massive one.
Just do a huge
in the States, and because I would believe that a ton of the media that usually embarks on WrestleMania will not be embarking to Saudi Arabia next year. The big outlets will, I'm sure. ESPN, Sports Illustrated, like the big outlets.
Sure.
I don't know if like all the other, because usually everybody heads to Mania, and the time of Mania.
And listen, like I know the FOMO for me is real frozen, right now. Man. Oh no,
I can hear you fine, but you're completely frozen.
Hold on, dude, this is a mess. Hold on. Am I still?
Oh yeah, completely frozen.
Completely frozen. Hold on.
At least on my end. I don't know if the people can
get. Have it. We've had big storms all day today. That doesn't help. All right, let's see. Am I back?
All right.
Good?
Yeah. You're at least moved a little bit. Yeah, you're good. You're good.
I did. I was saying like I got the FOMO, man, because I want to be there. I'm seeing all of our friends.
I got the big FOMO.
And like it's just an awesome way to get the exposure onto talent and get eyes seen on them that maybe they wouldn't get seen on them at other spots. So if they do a collective, I did shoot Boris Lee. He said he wanted to say something for just a minute, and I said you can have a minute today, and then we're gonna dive into the big talk of the big shows. But I'm gonna put him on here. What's up, Boris? What's up? Tired?
I was ready to answer any questions you guys had about what's going on here. But
yeah, what's been the real quick? What's been your favorite match so far of the day and a half of wrestling you've watched?
Michael Oku and Man Like Deriz had a really good Progress title match on the Progress show. The Dragon Gate 6-man is going really well. I've upped my game this year. Let me show you my setup here. Because there's so much going on. So that's WrestleCon going on the T. Then I got the second screen over here. That's Wrestling Open, and then that's where all the IWTV shows are. So I can watch two shows at once. I'm on show 22 and 23 right now. Last show ended at 3:30 in the morning last night. I do have Fago at my local grocery store. They have just a little bit of it, not a lot of it, but yes, we do have it out here. Not a lot, but a little bit.
All right, fair. Yeah, I never heard of it.
Red Rain is kind of like Canadian Red Bull. It's like the cheap version. I bought 36 of these things for like $20 at the outlet store.
I'm so happy I gave you the link because I would have wasted more time than I needed to find out Canadian versions of Red Bull.
Yeah, it's Red Rain. I also got good Rockstar energy drinks as well. You can see we have the snack. table. Here's all the rest of my red range.
Jeez.
Mrs. Boris made me a lasagna and then went away to Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, which is the most noble thing a woman can do for her man, WrestleMania week. So I'm living
Wow.
life.
So how many shows are there total on this whole weekend?
Okay, well, I did a count about 2 or 3 weeks ago off of this list that I follow. Voicesofwrestling.com do a really in-depth list of all the Mania shows. And if you took out all the WWE shows, all of the micro Mania midget wrestling shows, no disrespect intended, and take out all like the hot oil wrestling shows and just leave indie stuff in, there was 54 shows as of like 3 weeks ago.
And you've watched 23 of them so far.
I've watched 23, but like part of it is like I watched an ICW, like I watched some stuff this past weekend and that weren't like technically Mania week shows, but they're shows I watched. And then they're doing matches from WWE World, and they had those on YouTube this afternoon. There's actually a really good match between Fraxium, whoever they are, and the Motor City Machine Gun. So that's going on.
Oh, that match was brutal. Yeah, Fraxium's great.
Yeah, lots of stuff going on. So WrestleCon Super Show is ending up right away, and then we get into some more hardcore stuff on the Collective tonight. I don't know. I wonder because this venue has like carpet. It's like wall-to-wall carpet. So I don't know if they're going to be having glass flying all over the place with 2 shows that have death in the name of it. But
just blood. That carpet cleaner's about to get.
I was going to say blood. Yeah, blood and all sorts of stuff on the carpet. That's not going to.
Yeah, so we'll see how it all goes. But yeah, I'm living the life. Friggin' tired.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm on my 10th win. But anyway, I just wanted to say that. I love you guys, and we'll talk to you soon.
I love you, dude.
Right.
Crush it. Yeah, dude. Boris is
Drink,
wild.
Drink, stay up. I want you to, I want to hear the whole story of how many you end up. Is the plan to watch every single show?
The plan is to watch every single show that I possibly can. Last year I did 23, and I'm already almost at that today.
Okay.
Right now, as Jet Speed have just entered the arena at
that's the main event, correct? That's the main event.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, enjoy that and enjoy the rest of the weekend, and we'll chat
You're
soon.
A better man than I am.
Make sure you.
Pluggo, I might pop on your Mania Saturday post show if I don't have any guests like coming over to my house. If that's cool, you can get my take of whatever.
Why not? I think JPJ will be there, so yeah, why not?
So.
All right, cool. Thanks, guys.
We'll have some fun.
All right. See you later, Boris.
Have a great night.
Yeah.
Nothing but love.
All right. You too, bud.
Apparently,
the voice of love wrestling. What?
Apparently, this is love now. This.
What is
just love? A half. It's not a whole anymore.
Oh,
what's going on here?
I don't know. You tell me. Stop hitting the button.
Apparently, this is it's not. You don't do this. One of the kids that are younger than me at work was like, it's this now. You gotta
So you do half the heart.
And you got to do it with I don't know. I can't do it.
And what does the other person?
I feel like I'm throwing up gang signs when I do it. No, I don't know.
Remember this when you do that?
Oh, yeah, dude. What's up? This should be a WrestleMania poster.
I guess we might as well talk about this shit. All right. So,
you don't sound too excited about. Listen.
When it's here, when I wake up Saturday morning, I'm going to say, all right, it's WrestleMania Saturday. I have the day off from work because I usually work Saturdays on the shoot job. I'm going to be like, all right, it's WrestleMania Saturday. Like, I'm going to be excited.
Yeah.
But there's 13 matches. And if you're asking my humble opinion, I think I'm actually excited for like 4 of them. So, do I think that means that there's going to be 9 bad matches? No, that's not what I mean. But from a storyline perspective, and WrestleMania is the culmination, or should be the culmination of your biggest stories of the year, my glass does not feel full, Pluggo. It does not feel full.
Yeah, I can understand that. I have to ask, the old adage, if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks. If you have everyone on your WrestleMania card, do you have a WrestleMania card?
Well, I think they don't. They clearly don't have. Io Sky, as of right now, is not on this WrestleMania card.
Oh no, I'm aware. There's some people there's some glaring omissions.
Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah, there's some glaring omissions to people not on the card. But again, am I asking? Would you prefer better builds if it meant like it was more of a tighter card? Like
yeah.
I listen. I'm all for wrestlers getting paid. I'm all for wrestlers getting time. I'm all for wrestlers getting spots. But if we're just giving spots for the sake of like, oh no, like they have to be on this card. Like Carmelo Hayes absolutely should be on the card. He was holding it down for the United States Championship. That should be a triple threat. That's what I'm saying. Like that makes sense.
Yeah.
He should be there. He was holding it down up until 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Io Sky has been an integral part of this. At the very least, she should be in Rhea Ripley's corner, and then you could do something with her. She should have a match, but you know what I'm saying. But I'm also saying, like, just throwing people on the card for the sake of throwing them on the card with no real story is kind of tough. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's part of it. I don't know the answer because we went to 2 nights because the 9-hour WrestleMania was too long. Well, now we're at 13 matches, and no one's excited about half of them.
Yeah.
At least the general consensus. You can tell me if I'm wrong in the comments if you'd like.
Yeah. Well, let's do this dance, Pluggo. 2 nights.
2 nights.
WrestleMania. Saturday, April 18th. The first hour will be on ESPN 2
for free for all those people that paid $30 for this thing.
Yep. And we already know what the first match of the weekend will be. It will be the 6-man tag. It'll be the Usos teaming up with LA Knight.
That's if Jay's not in jail.
Listen. Yeah, did you see that?
Oh, I didn't know you got graphics either, by the way. Look at you.
Well,
dude.
listen, you know.
You went big,
going
baby.
against, well, it's WrestleMania, baby. Going against the Vision, the tag team. What the hell? Is that timed?
No.
You hit the button, didn't you?
Yeah, I just wanted to see what you had to say about it.
Unbelievable. Well, I was just going to, the tag team champions, the Vision.
I'll let you handle
and
it.
I show speed. I actually think I've actually kind of enjoyed the I show speed factor of the lead. This is actually one of the builds I actually have enjoyed, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I do wish the tag team titles were involved, or I would rather have a tag team title match, but I understand you're not going to have I show speed in a one-on-one. That wouldn't make sense. But I think this has been a pretty decent build. I think I show speed is going to be pretty good. With that being said, I show speed is cursed. Yeah. So I do think that the Usos and LA Knight are going to get the victory here. For the love of God, can LA Knight pin anybody on a major show? I would love to see that. I would love to see it.
Did you see that shit with Jay Uso on the What Is It podcast? Or
I don't know what podcast is that?
It's called What Is It? Or something like that. Or what? Yeah, something like that with Cameron. Is that what Cameron?
Yeah,
Cameron, the rap.
He fake fought him.
Here's the thing about it. 100%, I'm sure that was staged. 1,000%, right? But why? To draw eyes? Is that podcast going to show up at WrestleMania?
Maybe he comes out. Is he friends with I Show Speed?
I don't know. When I was like this morning, I was like just on a break and I was looking through and I was like, Jay Uso jumped a podcaster. What's going on in the world of professional wrestling? That 2 days before a big match here, he's risking jail time. In theory, again, if we're gonna keep it in the kayfabe land, that is assault, brother.
It is. It's assault, brother.
You would go to jail, so it'd be just Big Jim and LA Knight taking on the Vision and I Show Speed, which would put it in the favor for them to win.
That's true. That is true. I don't know. LA Knight can't lose again. He can.
He can. He absolutely can. If Darby Allin could squash out a guy in a minute and a half, LA Knight could lose again. Anything is possible. Like your boy Kevin Garnett said.
It's true. Anything is possible.
I don't listen. I'm still sticking with my I Show Speed gets the win. The headlines on ESPN. Oh my God, a YouTuber just defeated a wrestler. Tune in to the rest of WrestleMania, right? Like you don't know what's going to happen. The rest of the night's crazy. I can hear Michael Cole now, or Joe Testator, or whoever's doing the commentary. Have they said?
I assume it'll be Cole both nights. I think Testator will probably do the pre-show if I had to guess.
Yeah, it'll be Cole and Graves probably. Maybe Barrett too. Maybe you go 3-man.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know if you go 3-man. Maybe you keep it 2. Keep it tight.
Yeah.
Sometimes 3-men can get weird. 3-men.
I wouldn't hate Barrett. I wouldn't hate it being Cole and Barrett for the SmackDown matches, and they bring Corey in for the Raw. kind of thing.
Yeah, I think you could do that and highlight your teams and bring in Barrett for a couple. I love it. Grainmaker Wrestling Pod is in the chat saying you got to build to ISHO Speed's main event match next year. You're not lying. The way that
he's gonna get his win back. He's gonna eliminate Braun Breaker from the Royal Rumble next year.
He's gonna spear Braun Breaker in half next year.
Yeah. Yep.
It's gonna be
absolutely murder him.
It's gonna be epic.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're picking.
I'm picking the Vision and ISHO Speed, and I just.
And you think ISHO Speed pins LA Knight?
Yeah. Yes.
What the hell? What the hell? Why does everyone have what's the deal with LA Knight?
Nobody's got. Listen, we don't have any.
Why can't he win anything ever? Why can't he?
You need to talk to management. It's not the fans. The fans don't want this. We want to see our boy LA Knight rise up, win the big one.
What's the deal?
I don't know. He must have pissed somebody off because they just don't do that with him. He also committed a home invasion and assault on ISHO Speed. So he's a criminal too.
Listen. And then Cody Rhodes is friggin' vandalizing things. I don't know what the hell's going on.
It's night 3 of wrestling. Really 3 nights in Saudi. Supermania.
Everyone is just stressed out.
Committing
it might not go. Yeah. It might not go well. They need it to be a success. I don't think it's gonna. I don't know. It's not gonna go well.
I don't know. Like, I feel like we've already talked way too much about a match. It doesn't have a ton of stakes to it, and I think
well, the second match on the first hour also doesn't have a ton of stakes to it, and it's an unsanctioned match.
That's the definition of no stakes.
Yes, this doesn't even count if you get a win.
Yeah,
it is Drew McIntyre. It is Jacob Fatu. At one point, I thought there was a chance it could have been a fatal 4-way. For the world title on the SmackDown side of things, with these two gentlemen joining the two guys that are already in the main event, but they decided to pair them off. Unsanctioned match, Drew McIntyre, Jacob Fatu. What's the deal here, Pluggo? What's the deal?
Maybe he needs to change to run a modeling agency, Blair says. I don't know who's made ISHO Speed be a model, but for this particular match, I don't know. It's unsanctioned. It doesn't matter. There's the rumors and the speculation that Drew McIntyre is going to do a movie, so you could just have him lose here, write him off. If you're going to do that, then Jacob Fatu has to absolutely run through this man. Mm-hmm. This should be. Now, I don't know how the ESPN feels about wrestling violence. I know how they feel about UFC violence because they run UFC. Mm-hmm. I don't know how they feel about wrestling violence because we haven't really seen them push the envelope too far since they've been on ESPN. But obviously, that could be because they're just not that creative. But I think this should be the most. I think they should push it to the limit here. You got the people hooked in the hour, bleed it over into so to be 7:00 Eastern time as the show switches to do all that fun stuff. I think it should just be two dudes just brawling, man. I don't even want them to have entrances. I don't even know what these guys. I don't even know. Like, it should just be Michael Cole with his. I don't even know commentary to say anything. I just want it to be a spectacle, and I don't know what that means, but I know that these two will figure it out. Call Sports Corners in the house. Good evening.
We are a week away from the NFL draft, by the way. Next Thursday night when we are live.
Oh, I know.
Cole called me. What happened WrestleMania? It will be also the first round of the NFL draft.
Cole called me a loser because I didn't pick up guys on the waiver wire in our fantasy baseball league quick enough.
I mean, listen. Well, there is a waiver wire. There's a process.
I just missed out on 2 guys he had rostered. He's like, you could trade for him, and I was like, I don't like him that much.
Yeah, no.
I was just trying to fill out my bench.
Ideally, I wanted it to be a 12-team league. It became a 10-team league. That's fine. But they're deep rosters, so like the waiver wire has some dudes on it, but it's not like you're picking up,
Yeah.
And I tell you, in my other league, like my money league, I picked up Jordan Walker after like the second game.
I found him
on the waiver wire, and he's the best player on my fucking team.
I picked him up. In our league, and I don't even like Cardinals players, but he was sitting there, and I was like, how is this guy not picked up? And he's been unbelievable. But this match, hopefully
That's how good this match is. That's how good this match is going to be. We're talking about waiver wire fantasy baseball. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But I mean, you want to talk about over-unders. Over-under amount of time these two spend in that ring.
Oh, God. Less than 6 minutes.
So 5.5?
I was going to say, do we think something blows up? Like, do they land on a table and sparks fucking fly? Like, we're getting some.
I got it.
You know,
I got it.
You know what I'm saying?
I got it. They're going to climb to the top like that Uncle Howdy spot where it blew up that thing.
Yeah.
Fatu is going to push Drew McIntyre. It's going to blow up. The feed is going to cut, and Michael Cole's going to be like, we got to get this figured out. We still have 3 hours of the show to do over here. Subscribe while we figure it out.
Yeah.
And then we're off to the races.
Sullivan's in the chat.
Well, why are you guys enemies?
Oh, we had the first round of the playoffs, the Celtics and Sixers.
Oh, is it official?
Yeah.
For you guys, yeah, because they didn't make the play. Never mind. Because I was saying the rest of the playing games are tomorrow.
Yeah.
To set
Celtics are the
full
2
field.
seed, baby.
Hey.
Here's my thing. Sullivan, no, we are not enemies because you guys have 0% chance of winning that series. 0%.
You also said the Knicks last year had a 0% chance of winning that series.
That's fair. That's fair.
Remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what's going to be funny, though? Is all the Knicks fans have been chirping all year. Blah, blah, blah. First of all, the Philly fans last night chanting, we want Boston. No, you don't. Do you know the last time the Philadelphia 76ers beat the Boston Celtics in the playoffs? 1982. I wasn't even born yet, and I'm old as fuck.
And there's no Embiid.
At least for the first 2 games.
At
Maybe
least
the
for
whole
the first
series.
2.
Get out of here. Now, I do think
Embiid has got to be the worst contract.
I think they're actually better without him because I really like Maxey, and Edgecombe is good too, but I really like Maxey as a player. He should be their star, and they should build around him. But they have 0% chance to win that series. I would even say they maybe have 0% chance to win a game in that series. But it is what it is. It is what it is.
JPJ did his research. Look out. Golf's
Yeah.
coming in hot tonight.
You know?
And Ryan, listen, I didn't know that because I should have known that, though.
And then in hockey, my Bruins were a wild card team, and they're playing our pal Jose on the Air's Buffalo Sabres. So I have 2 good friends in wrestling media that my teams get to ruin their fucking summers, and I love it.
Is it bad that I still didn't quite I don't quite understand the play. I think the play-in tournament is silly.
Well, listen, we are.
I don't like it. Don't get me wrong. The games are fine. I just don't like it.
It's all about money. It's all about money. They make more money the more games there are. Half the league makes it. It's almost like the last 20 years have been a generation where if you finish 10th, you get a medal. So now everybody gets in the play. Oh, you finished 38 and 45. Here's the playoffs. The fuck is that?
Well, it's because
if you don't get to 500, you should not be allowed to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm with
Period.
You
You should not be allowed to make the playoffs if you don't finish 500.
You ever seen the movie Mallrats?
Come on, bro.
When he's like, that kid is back on the escalator.
That kid.
My kid is back on my car. What is
on the escalator
what's
again.
This kid doing? Anyway,
Yeah.
I could not name. I bet you.
You want a chocolate covered pretzel?
If you pulled up they're exquisite. Damn, they're exquisite. They're a little melty. If you pulled up the NHL hockey playoffs, first of all, I couldn't understand that either, and I probably couldn't name half the teams in it.
Yeah, look, the Bruins.
Are the Maple Leafs in it?
No.
The Red Wings, I know, are not, which is kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
The
Red Wings haven't
Blackhawks in
been.
it.
I think they're bad. I think they're bad. They've been
The Seattle Kraken. They're pretty good, right?
Yeah, I mean, listen, you can't be talking about Western Conference hockey to me. I live in Massachusetts. I could give a fuck about what happens out there. I barely care about.
What about
I
Auntie Collins? Is your other coach? She's Seattle, dude. Watch out.
I don't know if she's a hockey. I know the Blackhawks have been bad for a long time.
I think Seattle people are just Seattle fan. Like they're. I think they just root for because Seattle is a lovable.
When are we getting the? Can we get the Supersonics back? That's happening, right? Next 5 years,
maybe.
Has to, right?
Seattle's below average. watch. Oh,
How do you feel about the new team that's out there? Last year they were the Utah Hockey Club. Now they're the Utah Mammoth.
I have no clue.
Utah Mammoth.
I
like that they didn't go Mammoths.
I've watched
no S.
a game and a half of hockey total this season.
Yeah.
And I said I was going to get into it, and I didn't get into it. And
how dare you? Well, I mean, here's the thing. Let me, as somebody who pays attention to hockey, but it's my least favorite view. Not my least favorite. The sport I view the most. The playoffs is when you want to watch it.
I like playoff hockey. I'll watch playoff hockey. If I stumble across the playoff hockey game, I'll keep it on because it's the intensity of those games is insane. It's awesome.
It's almost a different sport almost.
But like
regular season and playoffs.
I'm just like I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just like
Yeah.
Plug into the hockey. It's the best. Everybody says that. Everybody says it's the best. Everybody go, get into hockey. It's the best. When am I going to find time to fit hockey in to my already bonkers schedule? And I have to like I grew up kind of like Penguins fan, but I'm never gonna like claim that I'm like some diehard. But but that's what I'm saying. Like, but I also like I know Crosby and Malkin are on the team. That's it.
And they're also 80 years old.
Right. So, and Sidney Crosby is 47 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I know.
Here's my hockey minute. I don't expect the Bruins to go far at all. I wouldn't even pick them to win the series. Buffalo has won the division. They're a better team. However, I think the best player in the series is on the Boston Bruins. I think Pasternak is the best single player in the whole series. And I think at goaltender, even though I hate his guts, Jeremy Swayman is a better goalie than the Buffalo goalie. So could they upset him? Yeah. Would I bet on it? Absolutely not. The Bruins are frauds. The Bruins are choke artists. They can kiss my ass. That's how I feel about the Bruins.
I like the Seattle Kraken, but they're a West Coast team, and that shit starts late.
Yeah.
So, what are you going to do? Anyway, we are now into the paywall portion of WrestleMania.
Of night one.
So here's the thing too. Like, okay, you got Cena's going to be there, so Cena will do then we'll have the two matches, and then what do you think will be the first match behind the paywall?
Oh, first match behind the paywall, I feel like should be AJ Lee and Becky Lynch for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. That's what I feel like.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. Am I wrong?
No, I don't think you're wrong at all.
Would that be a bad pick?
No, I think that you kind of were going where I was going. Grainmaker quickly says that you could make a strong argument that Pasternak is not the best player in the series.
I don't know hockey enough, and I know Buffalo is pretty good, but I don't know.
Listen, I just don't understand.
Is usually the difference in the playoffs, and I feel like we haven't. Even though I don't like the player, I would not have. This is a series that we acquiesced and we gave Swayman his contract. This is a series that Jeremy Swayman should win. This is where you earn that contract, buddy. So go out there and earn that contract.
Earn it. Get that dub, bud.
Now, if you were picking. And maybe we'll talk about that match next after we talk about this one. If you were picking, what match do you agree with my pick?
I actually agree with your pick. I think you kind of started off, so you got those two matches out of the way, and then you hit the Becky Lynch music, and then the AJ Lee pop, and I think you get the crowd hyped because
it would be incredible if they got the Wonder Years out there to perform it.
Right, because that new Becky Lynch song, whether like her or not, I think is perfect.
Yeah,
and then the AJ Lee light 'em up hits, and the crowd gets hyped up, and we're off to the races. And I don't know, JPJ. I don't know.
Everything about this feels backwards.
Yeah, because it feels like AJ should be winning it at Mania.
Yes,
yeah, from Becky.
Correct.
But then they couldn't have ran the Becky can't figure out AJ Lee story, but
she could have just cheated to win, and then you could still kind of you had to cheat to beat me. You still can't beat me regularly. You still can't beat me fair and square. You had to cheat to beat me. I had you. and then AJ beats her clean at Mania.
Yeah.
But they did the thing where she beat her in Chicago. So now we're in a situation where either AJ retains and AJ hasn't even been there the last few weeks. They've had to do fucking recorded stuff because she hasn't been at the shows.
Are we
2 weeks going into WrestleMania?
Are we doing hometown moment stuff too much? Is that the new double belts?
What is it?
Darby in Seattle. AJ in
You
Chicago.
know, back in the day, Pluggo,
it used to mean something.
They used to get jobbed out in their hometowns, all right?
Yeah, it used to mean something.
Let everyone go home happy when the hometown people were there back in the day. We didn't play video games in the locker room. Anyway.
No. The only thing I want from this match is it for to be the banger that I hope it was going to be at Elimination Chamber. It wasn't a great match, and I think if you asked both of them, and then True Serum and said, "Hey," they would have said it wasn't their best performance between the two of them. I hope they figured out each other's styles. And listen, AJ Lee she had a great match at Palooza.
Match in like
14 years. She had a great match at WrestlePalooza, but they also had Seth and Punk, and there was a lot of masking of AJ's ring rust from being out of commission for 10 years, not wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that those two have gotten in the lab and have worked through it and figured out a match that makes both of them look awesome. If Becky wins, which I think she should, I think it is the decision because I don't know what you do. AJ Lee, I don't know what your plan is. Are you sticking around? I want the IC Women's title, which was better booked last year than the main title for the women. Yep. I want that title to stay present on my TV. I don't want it to go away because AJ's only going to come around for pay-per-views.
Correct.
So you got to give it to Becky, but you just gave it to AJ, so you kind of hot potatoed it back and forth. But then what do you do with Becky? If Becky loses, what do you do with Becky?
I mean, I don't like when they do this, but Becky should be heading up towards the world title. She needs to be in the world title picture, I think, especially if there's going to be, we're going to talk about the women's world title picture on Raw here momentarily. But I just feel like Becky should be making her way up to the world title stratosphere again. But with that being said, I don't like her moving up after losing again, let alone losing for a fourth time to AJ. But I also don't want AJ. Don't want AJ to win and then not be around if she's the IC champ. I want her to be wrestling. She doesn't have to wrestle every week. I don't expect that from her. But I don't want her showing up once every 4 or 5 weeks. I want to see her fighting Raquel. I want to see her fighting Roxanne Perez, Maxine Dupri. I want to see her wrestling the people, the post NXT call-ups, which I hope are Jada Parker and Sol Ruka. And I want to see AJ. That women's IC title should be that's the women that should be all those girls fighting for that mid-card title to kind of break through and stuff like that. And AJ needs to be there if they're going to keep the title on.
Sure.
She needs to be there.
And if that's the case, then I'm all fine and good with that. Because I love wrestlers that just can't figure out another wrestler, and it's always a thorn in their side. I don't know why I keep having this vision there's nothing to back it. There's nothing to support it, but I just feel like I think Becky Lynch needs an underling, and I think JC Jade and her would make a perfect little duo, and I can't get it out of my head. I don't think it's like Raw after Mania. She's like, all of you guys didn't take my advice and listen to me, and as ruthless as I am, and got it. But this right here, I could see she's got it in her. They introduce her that way. I'm sticking with my goat, Becky Lynch.
Yeah, I'm leaning Becky too.
I just want this match to rule. I just want to leave this because
I think they got something to prove.
that's what I'm saying. I don't want to listen to the haters and the bullshit on the line about it. I just want to hear, oh my God, Becky and AJ crushed it, opened up WrestleMania. Technically, it's not open. It's just the third.
Yeah, it's not technical.
I got my qualms with giving the first hour away on ESPN. First of all,
you got to try to get them pay-per-view buys, Pluggo. Got to reel them in, man. Got to reel them in.
But you have to have ESPN So you have to either have the cable provider or you already have to have ESPN, the ESPN Unlimited app. You already have to have it to watch this first hour anyway.
Yeah, but do you know how many people might have most? I would feel like, knock on wood, if you have cable, most people probably have ESPN. I would think. Most.
Sure. Yeah, but you're not getting the rest of it for free. You got to. Yes, you got to.
Yeah.
I don't.
But if they can really, if they go,
do you think how many?
I show
speed.
Oh, what is this with this guy? He's got 9 million Twitter, whatever the fuck it is. Oh my God!
How many iShow Speed people are like? You know what?
They're all young kids. They'll pay. They'll spend mommy and daddy's money. They'll do it all the time.
But if they're there, hopefully the key, I guess that. But if they're there for speed and speed only, and they're like, well, I guess I like this LA Knight guy, and I just watched him get pinned by iShow Speed. Why would I drop the $30 for the rest?
And then they show you. They go, oh. Later on tonight, what is this? Cody Rhodes. He's in the new the Street Fighter movie. Oh, he's fighting for Pat McAfee's on there. What? I know Pat McAfee. He does the college football.
Yeah,
he does the college football. He does. Oh, he played for the Colts, that trash organization. He played for the Colts. That garbage. Is Colts still here? That garbage organization. He played for the. He played for the Colts. He was a punter, which is the one job on the field nobody gives one single fuck about. But he did that.
Yeah. Maybe. I just. Yeah. Anyway. So then we're gonna have that. So yeah, I'm with you. We'll go. You're going AJ. Are you going AJ or Becky?
I'm going Becky. I'm going with you. I think. Becky.
All right. Becky.
All right. Well, speaking of Bex,
big time Bex.
Her hubs.
Yeah.
Is also fighting on this show.
Her hot husband.
That is true.
As she likes to say.
Seth freaking. Although it doesn't say freaking right there, it just says Seth Rollins going 1-on-1. With the Ring General, the man who retired John Cena, AJ Styles, Gunther. This has been a quick little build, quick little matchup.
Did they drop the freaking and not tell anybody?
That doesn't say it on there.
Is Seth Rollins not a freak no more? I bet he's still a freak. I bet he's still a freak. I bet he's freaky. Yeah. We saw that picture. We saw that picture with him in the title in the hotel room. We know what's up.
Yeah.
We know what's up.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think I did with the Kick It Out podcast? No, I'm just kidding. It wouldn't fit around my waist.
Well, everyone chastised me because I just put it in my fridge.
I mean, that's gross.
Why is that gross?
Scott says Gunther wins to keep him relevant. Do you think he wouldn't be relevant with a loss to Seth?
I don't think he should lose. The first WrestleMania after he retires John Cena and AJ. With that being said, this was clearly not the A destination for either of these gentlemen. However, these two guys with the caliber of wrestlers they are, I mean, this is one of the matches I'm extremely looking forward to this weekend. I think they could have the best match of the weekend.
I got a bit of a question for you.
Yeah.
I haven't brought this up anywhere. I just thought of it. Believe it or not, I just thought of it. I can't believe I haven't brought it up. Isn't AJ Styles getting inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame this weekend? And don't they always trot out the Hall of Famers on both nights to give them a rub in front of 50,000 people? Mm-hmm. What's to say old AJ Styles doesn't come cost Gunther this match?
Could.
And maybe he's not retired. Maybe he's got one more in him. Because, again, listen.
No.
You're telling me that retirement.
Part one of your question, I could buy in on. Part one of your question.
Him costing Gunther, but not.
Yep. Not this second part.
But I feel like if you cost Gunther the match, he'd want his lick back. But I question the reason I ask is because you remember the Saudi Royal Rumble. He didn't put the gloves down. He like waffled on it. And is that the way you want to see him officially?
But he put the gloves down in Georgia.
Yeah.
He did it on the Raw in his
All right. So we're not going to see a match, but maybe he cost Gunther. That could be a possibility. We got the Canadian Goose in the house. Honk, baby. What's up?
Here's my thing. I think there will be interference in this match.
Sure.
However, I think it'll be Braun Breaker making his return and costing Seth Rollins the match, which gives Gunther the victory, which then in turn will lead to Gunther having a conversation with Mr. Paul Heyman and saying, hey, I took care of business for you. I took care of your Seth problem. I beat him for you. You owe me one. And that one is I want to fight Brock and retire him at SummerSlam in Minneapolis in his hometown. And I think that's how we get. So this will have to do with getting to that. And I feel like that's what will happen. Yeah.
And to Scott's question where he says, how would you book Gunther if he loses? And he says Pluggo because I said, he does. This match I don't think he's going to lose. I can envision a world where, like you said, Braun Breaker maybe gets involved. So if Braun Breaker gets involved, and let's say he comes out and he spears Seth Rollins wins via DQ, right?
Well, if the ref sees him.
But again, the stipulation or the agreement with Heyman and Gunther was never like you have to beat him. You just they want him to just be beaten up.
Hurt. Yeah.
They just want to hurt him. Kind of like the Darby Andrade, Don Callis stuff. We just want you to hurt him. Maybe that's the way Seth gets a win, but Gunther still stays strong. Because listen, I keep coming back. Everybody talks about the career killer. That has to be like a side quest of Gunther's character. That can't be his whole character. Because there's not outside of Rey Mysterio, who magically got cleared for night 2 of another match where he could avoid his career coming to an end. There's not a lot of wrestlers right now in WWE that are like ready to hang him up. So you pigeonholed him a little bit with he retired this guy, retired that guy, blah, blah, blah. Now it's like, well, shoot, he can't lose. It's a tough spot to be in, but he's going to have to take some losses somewhere. I don't think it's here. I'm just being devil's advocate and saying, like, I wouldn't be shocked if somehow Seth Rollins figured out a way to call, because you also got to factor in Seth Rollins getting one up on Paul Heyman.
Mm-hmm.
Tells a story too, because Paul Heyman is throwing Gunther at Seth, and they're you know what I mean? They're coming up with all these things, and then Seth still has all those visionary masked men guys, and he's cleared, and who knows? We'll see. I'm just super excited that this match is happening because I think it didn't need a crazy build. I think both these guys are awesome, and I think it's gonna rule. I actually pretty excited about this match, just in terms of like the in-ring stuff that these two could bring. So, because Seth always brings it. The big manias, and Gunther's Gunther, so I'm ready, man.
Yep, it should be quite good. But I think Gunther will be leaving as the victor there. And now we have and
then he could squash out Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
which I'd like to be at. Maybe I make that happen. I don't know.
Yeah, Minneapolis, not that far.
10-hour drive. I looked it up just for funsies. I'm not going to actually drive. Maybe.
There we go. We have ourselves a fatal 4-way for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. It is the champion, the Irresistible Forces, Nia Jax and Lash Legend, defending against the Bella Twins, against Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, and against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. This should be pretty good. I'm looking forward to this, Pluggo. With that being said,
is it actually happening?
As of right now.
I haven't
seen. As of right now.
I did see, so I was scrolling through the Twitter sphere, like looking at all the Fun Vegas stuff. Wish I was there.
Same.
I only saw pictures of Brie with people. I didn't see Nikki at any of those meet and greets. Maybe I missed it. Maybe that wasn't the feed I was on. I hope she's cleared. We got Jamie in the chat, Pero Magazine, saying over under 2.5 black hoodie reveals. Ooh, now you're talking my language. Like, let's get into it.
I'm just going to say it's going to
be 37 of them.
I think it's just going to be one. I think the only black hooded fellow we see on WrestleMania is Braun Breaker.
Do you think Seth Rollins? He's been getting a pop every time he unveils that mask. Yeah. Even though we know it's him.
I think I like Seth. I like the style that Seth has had the last couple of weeks. Just kind of like the black, kind of like I think him.
You look like you're dressing for a funeral there, Johnny Cash.
Yeah. Well, he always wears. Like you said, Great.
He
movie.
always shows out. Yeah, great movie.
The WrestleMania gear for Seth is always
top notch. Sure, 100%.
So he's going to do something. Yeah.
Okay.
As far as this match, we're gonna pick it as if
the Bellas are in.
As it's booked. A lot of people, Scott already saying he's picking the Bellas. A lot of people I see are leaning the Bellas' way. I completely get it. I think that this is Lyra and Bayley. I think they're going to right the wrong of last year. I think Bayley got hosed going into WrestleMania last year, and they were it felt like they were going to win the tag titles last year going into it. And Bayley got pulled, and they did the Becky thing, which was a great feud for the summer, but I think a year later, they're teaming again. They're actually in the match to fight for the tag titles. I think we get the right, and I think Bayley and Lyra Valkyria will leave WrestleMania as the women. Whoa, you got speed racers out there, bro?
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
And they dragging out there, man? They doing pink slips?
They're trying to get to Mania, dude.
They putting the pink slips on the line out there?
I only race for pinks.
Yeah, only race for pinks, bro.
I never saw that Fast and Furious. I saw clips.
What do you mean?
The one with
any of them?
No, I saw the first. I saw the first one. The first one surprisingly is like a guilty pleasure watch for me. Like I'll watch.
A lot of those movies are good.
It's not my type of movie, but the second one with Mike Winchell when he's in it, when it's not Paul Walker, that one where they Tokyo Drift.
No, that's Tokyo Drift. That's a third one, man.
Oh,
Tokyo Drift is underrated.
But I always see the clip. It always pops up on my reels and my TikTok where he's like, "I'll race for pink slips," and it's like the dude from Home Improvement. And she's like, "Why don't you boys race for me?" And then he smokes them, and it's just like, all right. So that's about the extent of that movie. But the first one, it's all about family.
I oddly was talking about Fast and the Furious a few days ago. So like the first one is good. The second one is okay. Tokyo Drift is underrated. The fourth one, worst movie of the franchise.
Okay.
The worst of them. Yeah, but then Fast 5 is incredible. That's when The Rock shows up. It's incredible. And then Fast 6 is good. And then it starts jumping the shark. And they just kept going.
That Cena's in a few of those, right?
Yeah, Cena shows up. Then Paul Walker unfortunately died, and they kept it going.
Yeah.
Like
I said, the first one is like if it pops on, like I'll watch it. But like, I don't know. It's not normally my style of movie, but for some reason I got a soft spot for, I don't know.
Vin Diesel, obviously.
I guess, dude. I don't know.
Tyrese. The Tyrese. You like Tyrese?
Tyrese is not in the first one.
He's in the second one.
Yeah, I haven't seen the second one. I stopped at 1.
Listen, it doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning is winning.
Right? I know the first one really well. I have no idea what goes on in the rest of them.
You think you had me? You didn't even have your car.
Dude.
You didn't even have
now the mad scientist has got to redo the crankshaft. He's got to do all the piston rings you blew. What the hell, man? It's such a crazy movie.
Crazy.
Even the first one.
Watch the 5th and 6th ones. They're jumping out of helicopters and fucking cars or nonsense. What goes on in those movies?
Even the first one is anyway.
Who you got winning?
I do think if the Bella Twins, if they're back and this is a run and they're healthy, I do think it would be criminal that they never held tag team championships, considering they were the foundational tag team in women's wrestling when there was no division for tag team women's wrestling. So I think at some point you got to right that wrong. But if I'm gonna stick with Lash and Nia as my pick. Retaining, I think you give Lash a moment here at WrestleMania.
Okay, I don't hate that.
Nia, in my opinion, is still. I think she gets a lot more hate than I think is deserved. I don't think Charlotte and Alexa, as crazy as it sounds, are long for this division. Bayla and Lyra wouldn't be a bad move, but yeah, I'm going to stick with Lash.
Okay, I don't hate it. All right, Women's World Championship on the line. The 2026 Women's Royal Rumble winner, Liv Morgan, challenging the champion, Stephanie Vaquer. They had a great segment on Raw where they were screaming at each other. And
can I just say real quick, why weren't those just the graphics overall for the whole thing? Those are nice.
They're nice, aren't they? Yeah, those are very
Why
nice.
did we need 6 variants?
Because they didn't know what the fuck they were doing with any of this. Had no idea what they were doing.
These aren't trading cards where they're parallels. We have parallels of WrestleMania graphics. What Topps is going to get involved? Anyway, yes, there was a screaming match on Raw. What'd you think?
I liked it. I like Liv got kind of going crazy from the week before, where she nearly got brain damage from smacking heads with Roxanne Perez. We haven't seen Roxanne since.
No.
So I thought the intensity and the attack from Liv and her kind of just losing her mind and screaming like, I'm going to kill you and all this stuff. I liked it. It made me care about this match infinitely more. Because I felt like this was hot early, and then there was a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
And then they've kind of ramped it up the last 2 or 3 weeks. I think this is going to be really, really good. It feels like it's the year of Liv Morgan to me, so I'm leaning Liv.
Pop star Liv Morgan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Trouble.
Yeah.
But
that's where I'm leaning Liv. I'm leaning Liv.
You're not wrong. This is one where I understand you win the Royal Rumble. They want to get the marquee matches and the build going for WrestleMania. Liv should have held out a couple more weeks. Mm-hmm. She should have went to NXT. She should have teased it. She didn't need to pick. She didn't need to pick the NXT champion at the time. I think it was JC Jane, even though that match would have been cool. Like, shout out to JC.
Yeah.
But at least tease it a little longer so all the stuff that we have done didn't feel like it stopped and it started. And some of that was Vaquer had the ankle injury, which set some of the stuff back a little bit, and they had to kind of like phone in a couple weeks because like she couldn't do as much.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, if you put it all together and you were to like boom, 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 week it out, it's not bad. It's a good build. And Crazy Liv Morgan is fun as hell. Mm-hmm. Stephanie Vaquer is one of my favorites. I think she's top notch. I don't think it's even a bad thing that she loses here because I think that we can get her chasing again. Maybe she can get the ankle right if it's still not 100%. And then she can start building to reign number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you're not wrong. I think Liv is having a moment right now. She came back. She's been hotter than ever. She's got Dirty Dom, which I think that dynamic is about to explode. And I can't imagine. You saw how Liv Morgan has been acting in the Judgment Day when she had no title. Can you imagine how she's going to be with that title? And then we're going to see the final erosion of Judgment Day after 27 years of this faction being around. So that's what
I don't hate it.
I'm going with Liv. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go. Sorry, Stephanie. I'm sorry. You know I love you, but it's not your time. It's Liv Morgan's time, but she got triple platinum artist.
Yeah.
Do you like the song? Do you listen to it?
I saw the video I watched it on Raw. I mean, it was. I mean, yeah. I don't know why it was necessary.
That was one thing where I was like, "What a random time to drop this in."
Very bizarre.
Right now.
Why wouldn't you debut it at Mania?
Well, I mean, I think she's got other things going on, but yeah, I was like, all right, I guess they were teasing it. I don't know.
They teased it the week before.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
I mean, look, it was fine. I mean, good for her. That's fine. Just not that. Yeah, all right. It was very Christina Aguilera-ish. The music, yeah, you know. All right. You want to talk about something that hasn't been good? Because let's get into it. My God, look at this, fucking unbelievable. WWE Undisputed Championship, the main event of night 1. It is Cody Rhodes defending against Randy Orton, but that's not the story.
Is that a dip in Pat McAfee's mouth in this photo?
It might be. It could be.
Is he got a chew in there, a big log, as they say?
I don't know. But the story of this is about 3 weeks ago. So Randy Orton had been talking to somebody on a phone.
Yeah.
And we didn't know who it was. We were talking. Some people were saying, "Oh, it's Cowboy Bob. Oh, it's The Rock. Oh, Kevin Owens." All these names getting thrown out there. And then we find out it's Pat McAfee.
It's because Cowboy Bob is still making them towns, brother. He's still out there on the grind.
Yeah. So it's Pat McAfee. And then Pat McAfee's been talking about how the business sucks. And Cody's a terrible champion, and he's the reason why the business sucks. And Randy Orton is going to, bring the business back to its right place.
Your build for WrestleMania, your main event is one guy saying how the business and the whole company is trash.
Yeah. The easiest story they had to tell this whole weekend, Pluggo. This is the easiest story they had to tell.
Mm-hmm.
And they completely effed it by adding an element to it that was not needed. You didn't even need the element of somebody on the phone. You just tell the simple story that's there in front of you. Mentor, mentee, the legacy, Cody having his debut on the main roster because of Randy.
Mm-hmm.
It's the easiest story.
Randy Orton is already a crazy person. He could have went to 11 without McAfee. Yeah.
It's just so unnecessary. It's getting heat. Cody Rhodes at this point, when asked about it on all these podcasts, is just openly shitting on it. That's how bad it is. It's not the heat that you want, because people aren't like, ooh, we're booing this because this is really, whoa, man, we want to see. People are booing this because they're like, what is going on? Like, what is truly, like, what is this? Huh?
I will say this. My shoot job, my boss came in to do like a visit and see how things are going. He knows I'm a wrestling guy, like, because I've taken days off to go to events, and he's seen some of my stuff. He even asked me, and he's not a wrestler. He was like, "What's up with this McAfee stuff, dude? Like, what's going on?" So it is working in that sense that you're getting people eyes on it. But the problem that I've had, JPJ, that I've had from this whole build to this WrestleMania is wrestling fans. I know you want to keep growing your audience. I know you want more eyes on the prize. I know, but your core audience, us people, keep it simple, stupid. Like, we like you said, tell us the 20-year history of Randy and Cody and add a little twist to it, to ramp it up, to flare it up a little bit. You didn't need to go grab a guy that, like you said, 3 months ago was yeeting on a table with Jay to shit all over the business and do this weird thing where, like, again, I think a lot of people resonated with McAfee said, but it's coming from Pat McAfee. It would have hit better if it would have came from somebody who's been in this business, who was in the business 30 years ago in the Attitude Era. Find somebody that they say, wait, this isn't the company. When I left you, Randy, whoever, you could pick whoever. When I left Randy, how did it get to this? We got to bring this. We got to get this back, right?
Yeah.
Then maybe you got something there. And then Jelly Roll's involved. And then,
well, that's a whole nother thing for me, because it feels like, especially the last 2 weeks, they have been, because it's, Backlash is after WrestleMania, and it feels like all signs are pointing that it's going to be Cody and Jelly Roll versus Orton and McAfee.
Sure.
There, and it feels like for the last 2 weeks they've been building more towards that match than they have been focusing on this one that's happening on Saturday. Now, a report came out today from Meltzer, take that as you will, and it was kind of talked about on multiple outlets that not injured, but the report said that Randy Orton is hurting heading into WrestleMania. So I don't know if that changes plans, because I thought pretty much since they've made this match and Randy turned, even before the McAfee, I'm like, Randy's winning.
Mm-hmm.
Randy has seemed like the clear choice to me. But if he's hurting to the point where they have to, I don't know if that's being leaked because that is changing some things or not. And again, didn't say injured. It just said hurting. Well, I think everybody in pro wrestling, when you're at this level, is probably hurting at some point, at some way. But I mean, to report it, that means that it might be a little bit. I don't know what to take from.
Randy did make his appearances. He was at the Culture King's signing and thing that they were doing in Vegas.
Yeah.
Not to say that you can't do that hurting. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying a lot of these times if somebody's like legitimately hurting, they don't trot them out to do so. Maybe it's a way of like, let's leak that he's kind of hurt so that if Cody wins, right? Because we realize that we kind of dropped a dud here, that maybe we won't do this match. We'll figure something out. I don't know. It's too much. It was way too much. It didn't need it. If I'm gonna stick with Randy winning it, even if he's hurting, it's not like I don't know. Cody, what do you do with Cody if Cody just keeps defying the odds here? Like who's people are the reason that they did all this shit is because people were starting to turn on Cody. People are kind of sick of this, Super Cody stuff. They wanted to get some heat because they're not ready to turn Cody.
I think they are. I don't know. I
don't know if Cody, he is. I don't know. Yeah. We'll just say they as the collective. It's not on the table right now to turn him unless this is a slower process. Unless Cody does some heel shit at WrestleMania to get the win, you go that way, you double turn this thing. But Cody's breaking into studios and smashing up McAfee's. This is wild.
McAfee stole his title.
No, listen, I'm saying in just a general, like that's wild. This is like a wild turn that I didn't see us going down, and now I don't know what to make sense of what. I don't know where they're leaning. I'm seeing reports of the tag team match in Tampa. I'm seeing the reports that Randy's hurt. It's crazy. At the end of the day, I wouldn't be shocked if Cody Rhodes wins this thing.
I mean, it is Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes.
The stipulation, like Scott mentioned in the chat, is that if Randy loses, McAfee will leave the wrestling business.
Is that the stipulation, or is that just some bullshit that McAfee said? I haven't seen anybody go, the stipulation is McAfee's gone from the business, because that's not on any of the graphics. I think McAfee just said that shit one night in his hotel room as he's trying to get heat. And
fair.
I ain't no way McAfee's done with this shit. He loves this shit.
No. Yeah.
He loves this shit. Now, granted, again, in the wrestling world, you can write anything you want and get him back any way you need. Like, you could literally have him, he could lose and say he's done, but then TKO could be like, we got you under, you could run something, he's under contract. You can't just get out of your contract, bud.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or, hey, you want to leave, you got to wrestle this match at Backlash. We shouldn't be talking this much about it. It should be like, holy shit, Randy's going for 15. Cody's facing a lifelong friend here. This shit's it's gonna be awesome. But instead, we're talking about all the and that's the other thing. Like, dude, these WrestleMania main events have to be like last year's was wild. Remember
this is gonna be a bunch of bullshit. There's gonna be a bunch
that's
of
what I'm saying, but that's what I'm saying. Like, just give me like, and I'm not saying like don't have some outside interference, but we're getting to the point where we're trying to one up WrestleMania main events in terms of absolute craziness that ensues during match. But
yeah,
here we are. Here we are. Cody Rhodes, gonna win? Yes or no?
No, I'm picking Randy. I'm still leaning Randy. I'm going Randy.
Okay, me too.
Yep. All right, and that is night one. So now we will shift over to night two.
Yes, Scott, it is what he told Cody, but it's not like somebody signed it. It's not like Aldis put it in.
I don't think it's like the stipulation. It doesn't say on the graphic.
Sure.
Randy,
Yeah, I'm with you.
I think it's McAfee just said, like, you know what? If Randy loses this, I'm fucking out of here.
Because he hates the business and he hates what it's become, and he can't believe. Even though McAfee, you were part of the problem, singing and dancing on all them tables, my guy.
Yeah. Funny how that works.
Weird.
Anyway, WrestleMania Night 2 Sunday. First hour of this one will be on proper ESPN, and they are starting off with a doozy.
That is pretty cool, by the way.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal. Somebody, I know you and I have been lifelong sports fans in general. Yeah. ESPN, even though it's not what it was when we were younger, it's still the mecca of sports of sports television. It's ESPN, for crying out loud.
If you look at it in a vacuum, it's
like if you would have told 15-year-old me that WrestleMania was going to be on ESPN, I would have lost my shit. I would have been like, what? ESPN? Huh? And now the first hour of WrestleMania on Sunday will be on ESPN. And in my opinion, they are starting off with my most anticipated match of the weekend. I know I'm not alone. I think this has easily been the best built match of the whole weekend. It is Brock Lesnar. It is Oba Femi.
Oba.
Brother, you wanna talk about lightning quick about the level of over, or should I say over, that Oba
He's
is.
Oba. Oba Femi, baby.
It is unbelievable. Like, he comes out, and the way the crowd reacts to him,
Crazy.
On Monday night, I was like giggling. I was like, holy shit, man. Like, this is it's crazy.
Yeah. It also doesn't help. It doesn't hurt that it's Brock Lesnar. Not everybody likes that guy, so that definitely helps. But you're not wrong. And
everybody, a lot of people does hate that guy for obvious reasons.
Right.
But he is the perfect opponent for this to happen with Oba. Like, this is the perfect situation for Oba Femi.
Yeah.
He 100% needs to kill Brock Lesnar on Sunday.
Yeah. I don't have any in-depth analysis. That's why he should squash him. It should be quick. It shouldn't even be like, Brock Lesnar can get an F5 or 2 off real quick, and Oba still kicks out. Just whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's got to be Oba kicking out at 1. It's got to be Oba just mulling him over, running through him, and then you just have this guy that you're just like, I can literally do anything we want with him right now. He had his WrestleMania moment. There's no reason to get cute and fancy, and because you did the cute and fancy at John Cena's last match with Cody. Yep. You already did it on a main roster. So all those people that think this is Oba's moment and this is the true, no, you already did it. I don't think anybody, even them, expected it. And credit to Brock. We can't believe saying those words, but he's done an amazing job too of making sure that Oba looks like $1 million. So Brock knows, hey, there's money in this. Let's not mess with it. And I'm 100%. Give me Oba. Let's not waste time.
Yeah.
This guy to the moon.
Yeah. I mean, this guy, we're not. This is no time to be messing around. It is very clear that this guy is the guy, and don't mess around with it. Do not mess around with it. 1 F5, kicks out at 1, go home. 4 minutes over, Oba. That's it. That's what we do.
Brock's on the plane back to.
We'll see you in Minneapolis. He'll probably have one match where he gets a win on the way to that, maybe. But whatever. That's it. That's what we're doing.
Yep. Thanks, bud.
Yep. All right. Let me tell you. Way to spoil the beans on this one, WWE. Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
Why does Dom look like that in that graphic?
Because he knows he has to fight a demon.
No, but look how he just looks so he just looks so wimpy compared to. Oh man.
Yeah. Finn Balor. We saw this coming for a long time with the Judgment Day. It's him and Dom. It's 1-on-1, but this isn't just regular Finn Balor, Pluggo. He has summoned the demon. The return of the demon. It's been over a couple years since we've seen the demon. And instead of just letting this happen and be a nice surprise on WrestleMania where everyone would have marked out, they just threw it on Twitter.
Yeah.
They just threw it on Twitter. Either way, I'm happy. I'm going to be excited for the demon. I like the demon. I like Finn. But, God, you couldn't have just let that happen? God. Either way, Finn Balor's winning this one.
Yeah. This should be one. This is one too. I don't understand why people think that this is going to be some fantastic match. Dom wants no part of that. Dominic Mysterio wants no part of regular Finn without the help of the Judgment Day. Yep. He is not going to want any part of the Demon. I don't see how. You blew the spot. That would have been cool as shit. You'd be like, oh man, Finn brought the Demon out of nowhere. Like, yeah, that would have been cool. But now that you blew the spot, I'm like, he has to absolutely just run through Dominic Mysterio. But I would have liked to see Dominic Mysterio on the Judgment Day kind of get one more over on Finn, and then Finn like finally go, all right, give me the match. And we get a match, and then he brings him out. You know what I mean? Then you do it. Yeah. But here we are. I think this is another quick and easy. This just says to me that I got two kind of like quick, Brock and Oba, Dom and Finn. I don't think are going to be a long matches. I think there's going to be a lot of stuff going on Sunday night.
Yeah.
That main event itself might be an hour.
Yeah, it sure will be. So the Dom and Finn one is not the second match of that hour that's on ESPN. I just kind of did that one. The second match that's going to be on that is this one that I think is also has potential to be one of the star matches of the weekend with these six guys.
Sure.
It is the Intercontinental Championship ladder match. It's Penta defending against JD McDonough, Dragon Lee, Javon Evans, Rusev, and Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
This match is going to be great. This is the match that is on the second match of the first hour. With that being said, I mean, Penta just won this thing.
Yep. Just won it off of Dom.
Yep. So I think, there's a lot of, I think the only person realistically besides Penta that could win this match is probably Javon.
Yeah.
But I just don't, Penta's so hot right now. He's been, I think that this is just a showcase for Penta.
And this is, like you said, it's on the free hour. So it's going to be one of those, like, look at this. Like, look at all this crazy stuff that these guys can do. Look at all this stuff that wrestling can do that some of your other sports can't. Like, It's going to be a spectacle. Ray's going to have a huge pop because he's back. He's going to have a moment. But, yeah, at the end of the day, like, it's got to be Penta because they're building him. Because if he were to lose this thing, if he were, just say he lost this thing, what does he go? I don't think you can slot him in to the world title picture, especially given what's going on. I don't think he's ready for that. So let him have a proper IC title run. Let him be that workhorse and have these banger matches every week. I think it's Penta all day. I think it's a no-brainer. I think night 2 is more of a one-sided affair than night 1 is, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
A lot of these matches just make sense on night 2 where it's like, yep, like that's what we're doing here. Now, I could be wrong, and I have been wrong before. A couple of times.
It's true. We have ourselves a United States Championship match. It is the champion who won the U.S. title back from Carmelo Hayes a few weeks ago, Sami Zayn, going one-on-one with Trick Williams. Trick Williams, another individual that has gotten massively over with the crowd in a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
And going into this match, as of right now, Sami Zayn is still the babyface, and Trick is the heel.
And Carmelo's still not involved.
I'm very upset. Carmelo Hayes helped bring that title back to relevancy. Carried that shit on SmackDown, and then they do him dirty.
Even if you wanted to argue that he hadn't brought it back from relevancy, but he was on the road to bringing it back from relevancy, him having a match at WrestleMania to show what he can do on the biggest stage, because that guy is fantastic in ring. He's awesome on the mic. I think they missed an opportunity here, but like you said, Trick Williams is absolutely phenomenal. He's going to be over. The crowd's going to be chanting, "Whoop that Trick." I'm thinking Sami Zayn does some heel shit to retain this title because he doesn't want to lose it because he just got it because of how hard he had to get to the road to get here. He didn't have a WrestleMania match or a WrestleMania path until all this stuff down with Trick, Carmelo, and him. And I think the old veteran is going to be like, yeah, welcome to the show, kid. But I think Trick Williams is going to come out better for it. Unlike Oba, where we're like, don't mess with it. I think Trick is going to come out the fan favorite, the the babyface, and Sammy's going to get booed, and we're going to see that turn happen.
Yeah, the double turn. I think this is a perfect match. It's a perfect opportunity to do so. Trick is super duper over. The crowd wants to cheer for him. They want him to be the good guy. I think it makes sense where, look, if you want to tell me that Trick wins the damn thing on Sunday, I'm on board with that too.
Sure.
And then maybe Sammy beats the pulp out of him afterwards, and that's how you kind of do it, maybe something like that. But
Yeah.
I also very much like your idea of Sammy cheating to keep it, and then you have Trick chasing Sammy a little bit more, maybe to Backlash, maybe through the summer, and then Trick gets an even bigger win a month or two from now. I still feel like that this – now, again, I do feel like if you are doing that turn storyline – that it makes sense that this is a one-on-one match for that to happen, so there's no other parties involved. It just feels like to me that this should have been a triple threat or a fatal four-way with at least Carmelo, but I would have been completely okay if it was Carmelo and Ilya in this match as well in a four-way, because these are the four guys that really – well, Trick hasn't won the thing, but Sammy, Ilya, and Carmelo were the three guys that carried the title. So I feel like that would have been a good way to go, but I think the double turn's happening. I want to pick Trick. I would love Trick to just win it.
Yeah. I mean, Sammy said he wants to win the WWE Championship, but I don't know how we get there at this point.
I felt like if Seth didn't get injured, this was the year. This was the year to do it.
So I like your idea. And I also listen, don't get me wrong. Like Trick is awesome, Carmelo, Ilya, but in the grand scheme of like WWE main roster life, those are young up and coming guys. You could do far worse than having them chase a guy like Sammy and get to work with Sammy on a week to week basis over a summer, and then you crown Trick, and then we could do Trick and Mello at some point and really give them some seasoning, so to speak. You know, more than just the lemon pepper on his steppers, but. So there's good things here. It just is super. It is not what we wanted. It's a bummer that Melo's not here for sure. But I'll take Sammy being a dick about it.
Agreed. All right, we have the WWE Women's Championship match. Rhea Ripley, who won the Elimination Chamber, challenging the WWE Women's Champion, Jade Cargill. This one is one that over the last few weeks, Pluggo, I have completely done a 180. Because once Rhea won that chamber for the first whatever, I was like 1,000%.
Yep.
Rhea Ripley's beating Jade Cargill, taking that title from her.
Yep.
But ever since they gave Jade the group with B-Fab and Michin, and then we're still waiting for Bianca to come back at some point and all this stuff. I have completely flipped, and I actually think that Jade is going to beat Rhea Ripley on Sunday and retain this title. I've just completely done a 180 with the way that this story has unfolded when it comes to Jade and Rhea. I think Jade retains.
Yeah. I think you just took the words out of my mouth. I think I'm with you there too. I kept thinking about it. Like everybody, when Rhea won, they were like, "Oh, they don't trust." They're going back to the well. They're going back to Rhea because they don't trust anybody that was in that chamber match. Maybe they don't trust Jade as champion. You add some factors of the B-Fab and Meech into it. Now it's like, well, then the numbers game, Jade shouldn't lose just based on numbers alone. But you also look at it like a win over Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania, with a champion that people are, well, she hasn't defended enough, blah, blah, blah. She's not ready, yada, yada, yada. Says a lot about that. And it's that win in the short, that's something that you can talk about for years. Jade Cargill beat the top star in the company at WrestleMania. And yeah, I'm disagreeing with each other, damn it. I want fighting. I think it might be. It might be coming. I don't know. But this one, it's just. And then I also I'm factoring in B-Fab Michin. Io's gonna get involved. Maybe Bianca shows up too if she comes back, and then it's gonna get convoluted to a point where I think Jade's gonna sneak away with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they should just let Jade look strong and dominant and beat Rhea and be like, hell yeah, we got another star in our hands. But Ryan, I don't know. Listen, night 1 is more up in the air for me than night 2 feels.
I agree.
It just feels like the way they're telling it. Now listen, for argument's sake, Rhea Ripley is Rhea Bloody Ripley. They could put the belt on her at any point, and I don't think anybody would care. So
Correct.
Yeah, but yeah,
Look
is that it? Are we at the
we're at the big one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're at the big
Zebros explode. The main event of WrestleMania weekend, Sunday night, for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. It is CM Punk defending against the 2026 Men's Royal Rumble winner.
Look at all that! Look at all that lack of gray in Punk's beard there.
I know. Roman Reigns, the OTC, the Tribal Chief.
Yeah,
we've seen them say everything they need to say. We actually saw them kind of. I wouldn't say it was a mutual respect promo on Monday, but it was kind of a. Punk saying, hey, man, it was them telling each other once again that they hate each other, but it was them telling them that part of the reason they hate each other is because they are envious of each other. And Punk said, I envy you because I wasn't born in a wrestling rich family. I wasn't given everything like you were given everything. I had to bust my ass on the indies and VFW halls and Knights of Columbuses he mentioned and things of like that. He goes, but I envy you. And then Roman said, yeah, well, he goes, that's the truest thing I've ever heard you say. And he goes, and let me tell you, I hate you too. But part of the reason I hate you, or the main reason I hate you, is because of your relationship with them. I want them to miss me when I'm no longer here as much as they missed you. And you could tell Roman's like, I was presented as the guy they should have loved, like they love you. And they didn't love me. They don't love me that way. They didn't love me that way. And I envy the fact that they loved you even when you left. And they chanted your name and all this stuff. Like, I'm envious of that, even though it's the reason I hate you. I thought Monday was, I understand people coming from the angle of they felt like I thought it was a letdown of a go-home show of Raw in totality.
Oh, dude, it was a bit of a.
I actually didn't mind this end promo with this guy. I thought this was pretty good. And for the most part, I think this has been one of the better builds of the week. I think this have been the only thing I really didn't care about was the old stuff.
Yeah, that was weird that he got all pissed about being called old. It's like, brother, come on.
Yeah.
This felt like two brothers that were like, we fought it out.
Yeah, they're zebras.
Yeah, exactly. There's two zebras who fought it out, who did work together at one point, who then got family involved, and it got to be a mess, but then they finally sat down and looked like, I'll never like you. There's been too much in between us. Yep. But in a weird way, it was them kind of like, I respect you for this, but they didn't fully say it.
No.
Again, I think what could they have done differently? I don't know, right? Like, what, we're gonna fight again? What are we gonna? You could have done the brawl. Oh God, tune in Sunday. It's gonna be crazy. But you did that the week before with Punk going absolutely weird. He's been weird. He's been like old man crazy. Don't tell him. Yeah. He knows I love him.
Well, 2 weeks ago he gave us, that fiery promo that got the world talking, pipe bomb number 2 or whatever. But
and then he was dealing with the McAfee side of things too, so that's part of it. But now here we are.
Well, I want to get into that a little bit though.
We can get into it. Let's make our picks really quick, because I think the McAfee stuff, unless you think McAfee somehow is involved in this too. Are we getting double dip? Are we getting a double dip of Pat McAfee?
I think there's a chance that, because I don't know, did you see social media today?
I did. I might have. I don't know. There's been a lot of stuff.
So
This is
Pat
not the time to keep up on everything because there's way too much stuff going on.
Yeah, let me show you, or let me read you a tweet that Pat McAfee tweeted today. So he showed a video. There was a video of Roman Reigns driving in the back of a car, and he's talking about the main event of Mania and all this stuff. Jesus Christ, how much stuff does Pat McAfee fucking retweet, bro? And so Pat McAfee quote tweets it. So Roman Reigns tweeted a tweet that said, "On Sunday, it's over for you." And it's like a 2.5-minute video of Roman in the back of a car talking about, stuff. So Pat McAfee quote tweeted it.
Yeah.
And he said, "It's all starting to come together for you IWC nerds, isn't it? Your time is up, ... The business is about to be saved by Randy Orton on Saturday night, and then Roman will drive it home on Sunday night." That's what Pat McAfee said.
What does that mean?
So that tells me,
if we're being honest, Punk and Roman didn't need all this shit either.
Nope.
That had a good story too.
Nope.
That says to you what?
Me that there's a chance come the ending picture we see WrestleMania weekend is Pat McAfee with a world champion Roman Reigns, an undisputed WWE champion Randy Orton, and potentially a board member of TKO, Dwayne. And I think we're going to get TKO versus WWE. I think they are really driving home the TKO versus WWE storyline. I think that's what we're getting here.
Steering into the skid. I might as well.
I mean,
I just, then that championship it's not a workhorse title anymore. And then it's like, and then you do have the inner fighting between Randy and Roman. Like there's some interesting stuff there. Do I actually believe that The Rock's going to show up on Sunday?
That would be the far-fetched part of it. But I do think we could see McAfee, Roman, and Randy standing together as kind of like, and how else do you take that tweet? That's him saying that he expects Roman to win on Sunday, and like that's part of the plan. It's all starting to come together for you IWC nerds, isn't it? What the fuck does that mean, Pat?
I don't know. Maybe Pat's just talking out his ass because he's got beef with CM Punk right now, though, too. Like, I don't know what. See, I'll give him credit, man. I don't know what to make of a lot of the stuff that has happened in the last, few weeks. I don't. Again, like I said, Jey Uso's attacking podcasters today. Why? That doesn't just happen. That was definitely something they planted. It's like,
oh, of course.
I don't know what's going on. It's for all intents and purposes, we might be sitting here Sunday being like, this is the greatest WrestleMania of all time.
I don't think so.
I mean, you never know until you know, right? Of course, there's other ones that are considered the greatest of all time, but I listen, but it also could be like none of this stuff hit, and we're all like, you're gonna send people home night 1 of WrestleMania pissed off, and night 2. That's bold. That is a bold strategy, Cotton.
It usually doesn't happen. Usually the fans go home happy at WrestleMania.
You're not wrong. So I'm thinking why not, right? Why? I will say this. There is something to what you said about it's all come together for your IWC nerds. I don't think anything that they do this weekend is going to be universally loved. So why not do something that just pisses everybody off and be like, what?
Yeah.
You weren't going to be happy. You weren't going to be happy, and Pat could cut that fucking promo on Monday or whatever. He could be like, you guys weren't going to be happy with Punk retaining. He'd be like, oh, nothing exciting happened. You weren't going to be happy with Cody winning it again. So I called up my buddy Dwayne, and you could do a lot of things where it's like, okay, Maybe you flip it on its ear and make something cool out of it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, man.
Don't talk me into that because I'm going to get all excited. I'm going to be all pissed off on Sunday. Like, damn it, they just went chalk.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's not bad. That's not bad. They're playing chess while we're playing checkers. We got Drew Nicholas in that chat.
Look at Drew, baby.
Wow. Stud. Said Rock, McAfee, Reigns, Orton supergroup sounds frightening. I don't see it going over well. This might not be the heat that's worth it.
But so far, Drew, this whole thing they've done with McAfee, I don't think has been the heat that's worth it. I don't think that this is.
But here's the problem. We also have to remember they pulled this shit last year.
With the Cena heel turn.
With the Cena heel turn, The Rock trying to steal Cody's soul, and then they just never paid it off. I would much rather suffer through this for a summer of them at least paying it off and telling the story than just completely going, just kidding. And then we're like, what the fuck was that? At least give it some, I guess if you're going to do it, at least give me some legs to it so I can at least go, okay, I see what they were trying to do. Like The Rock was like, I want your soul, Cody, and then never showed back up again.
No.
Why did we do that? What are you talking about there, my guy?
Yep, I agree.
I don't think, Drew says, do you think adding The Rock makes it better? I don't think it makes it better. I don't know if it makes it better, but I'm saying, like, if we're going to lean into this TKO versus WWE, we're going to lean into shitting all over the business of wrestling as a whole, and you want it to, because Triple H is trying to preserve the sanctity of, like, what his father-in-law built and what he loves about this business. And then you've got TKO being like, we need Little Yachty, we need Jelly Roll, we need McAfee. This is what we need to sell the business. There is something where The Rock is a Hollywood movie star, and it was a Hollywood movie star. Sorry. Shout out to Punk there.
Then you have Randy. Randy and Roman, right? And then you can do Punk and Cody. You have any form of, I just feel like that's where they're going. Now, if The Rock's involved, who knows? But I happen to think, now this is really long-term, I think I'm picking Roman here. I think Oba Femi and Roman Reigns is one of your main events at SummerSlam for the title. Is Oba and Roman. And then I think next year, WrestleMania is in Saudi Arabia. I think that's where we're getting The Rock and Roman. It's next year in Saudi Arabia.
We also have to remember, and I don't think a lot of people are talking about this. There's a new writer on Raw. They have a new head of creative, and it would be real shitty to like put her in that position. We want you to take over and like axe stuff she's doing early, going nope. Like you got to let some of it play out so that we can go, oh, maybe they're onto something there. Maybe this new creative team is onto something here. So there is that factor to it too. I think they want to blow it out of the water. It's ESPN. It's a big deal. It's the first WrestleMania on ESPN. I think they want to go absolutely crazy. I think they want people to be talking about it for better or for worse. But if you're going to go for worse, it needs to be some storyline worse. Like, oh shit, like what the hell is we going to tune into the Monday night after Raw? Like what? You know what I mean? Like why is Roman, Randy, Rock, and Pat McAfee holding up arms at the end of the night too? And then, or you could just go chalk. You could go safe and play it safe. But I think they're out of the business of playing it safe because that wasn't working for them either.
No, it wasn't.
So I'm remaining optimistic that they're going to at least try something crazy, and I'm going to try to stay optimistic that this is going to be a decent WrestleMania, if not above average WrestleMania. But
we'll see.
I have been wrong before a couple of times.
Yeah. I think they're going to try to do something big at the very least, whether it's whether it goes over like it's supposed to or not. I do think they're going to lean into a big angle, or they're going to try to do something big. Again, there's things I'm looking forward to. And it's WrestleMania. By the time I wake up on Saturday, by the time we're halfway through like the day, I'm going to be like, all right, like, let's go. It's Mania time. I'm ready. Yeah. I'm kind of in the middle because I want it to be a good Mania because I'm going to be spending a lot of time watching it on both evenings and potentially doing post shows and things like that. So I would like it to be
your Bruins and Red Sox suck. So you're just
Bruins are in the playoffs, bro.
But you just told me that they're frauds.
Yeah, they're not going to win anything because they don't. But they're in the playoffs. They've overachieved already. This is house money. They were not. I thought we were going to be competing for the number one pick.
Yeah, that's true.
But a part of me also wants it to be a miserable failure, not because because I just think as a lifelong Red Sox fan, you got me thinking Red Sox. As a lifelong wrestling fan, whether it's TKO making these decisions or whatever, like clearly they've taken the joy. Like this is WrestleMania weekend, man. I should not be feeling how I feel going into the weekend. Like I should be feeling like, all right, let's go, baby. This is WrestleMania. Ooh, all right. And I just don't feel that way. And it's been not great stories. Yeah. That I just think that it's just been confusing, the adding in of elements that I don't necessarily, and again, this is not me making a cop-out answer or making. No, I don't think this is something Triple H would have been doing if he was fully. And I can't believe that. I don't know. I just feel a certain way about it. I'm hoping it's good, but I'm also hoping it's kind of not good. So somebody wakes the fuck up because they need a wake-up call. Because this is not like you said. You're trying. It's WrestleMania. You're getting cash. Celebrities and all this stuff. But I understand why they're doing some of those things. But listen, your core fan base is the diehard wrestling fans. It always has been. It always will be. And I don't know many diehard wrestling fans that are feeling jazzed up about this WrestleMania.
Because diehard wrestling fans care about wrestling. They don't care about the jelly rolls of the world. And you're including, and no disrespect to Jelly Roll. He had a great, I didn't actually hate his match. He's fine. He's been very respectful of the business, and he's said all of the right things in all of the interviews about wrestling. He's done it the right way. I'm just saying, we've never seen this level of celebrity be so ingrained in the main storylines of what's going on right now, where you're just okay, McAfee fits a certain niche too. He's not and then Jelly Roll fits his niche. So you're just trying to get different eyes on your product. At the end of the day, I have no idea of knowing if it works out or not. If those people bumped up buys or not, you need to put a promo code in I'm buying this particular night of WrestleMania because of iShowSpeed, so that we know that it's working. I guess there's ratings and stuff too, but we'll see. It could go one. It's either going to be all right, or it's going to be oh god, that was a miss. But I'm going to try to remain hopeful. Like you said, I'm about to spend a lot of time this weekend invested in WrestleMania.
Sure will be.
So,
and we're hoping it's a good time. We're hoping everybody enjoys it. All of our friends that are out in Las Vegas making some cool content, having a great time. We're looking forward to kind of seeing what all you're going to put out, like Pluggo, feeling a little FOMO. You bet your ass that we're not going to Saudi Arabia next year.
No.
But 2 years from now, that's the goal. The Beards will take over WrestleMania weekend. That's the goal, Pluggo.
Look, man, I don't know, dude. The Saudi Arabia credentials might be light. Who knows?
It could be. It might be easy to actually go there if we were willing to.
No, I'm not making that trip. I struggled with the idea of going to Vegas, let alone Saudi. So
we're not going to Saudi Arabia. No. But 2 years from now, though,
when it's at Vegas again,
probably.
I decree that you should not be allowed to host a WrestleMania for at least 5 years after you've hosted one. I have to at least give me 5 years in between Manias. So Vegas shouldn't be allowed to host until 2031 would be with the next opportunity that they could have, because in that way, like you said, you don't have to worry about people going, I was there last year.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they've done this for the last handful of years or so. I think they treat WrestleMania like NFL treats a Super Bowl, where there's 5 or 6 destinations. This is where they're going, and you just got to make the trip to go. It's going to be New Orleans. I think, you're close to Indy. I think Indy's probably in that rotation.
They're supposed to get one at some point, so that's your ass. That'll be one I go to.
Yeah.
Make that happen. But
yeah. But regardless, we went a little bit over tonight, but it is WrestleMania weekend. We didn't even talk about friggin' Dynasty. AEW Dynasty literally just happened. and we didn't even talk about it because there's just so much else with the world title win of Darby and Mania. We didn't even brush on it really, but it was another good pay-per-view. But we'll you know, big weekend, WrestleMania. Everyone enjoy themselves. If you're watching all the independent stuff like Boris is and all that stuff, we're glad you spent some time with us talking about the card and what we think is going to happen this weekend at the granddaddy of them all. Pluggo, you got a lot of stuff going on this weekend here on Love Wrestling. You do.
I do.
Let the people know where they can follow you, what you got going on the rest
first and foremost, if you want even more in-depth coverage of WrestleMania Night 1 and 2, we did a pre-record yesterday, so some of the stuff that happened today won't be on it, with Ella J, because she wanted to talk to us, but she's not available on Thursdays, and we always love having Ella J on, so if you want Ella J's takes on WrestleMania with some of ours, and I can tell you, based on the differences 24 hours makes, some of the takes that we had are different, so if you want a different spin on, it'll be Saturday, I think at like 2, maybe 1, something like that. It'll be on this channel at late afternoon or late morning, early afternoon. So check that out. Also, fun fact, if you want to stay here at 11 o'clock, I believe Eastern time, my part 2 of the Marco Stunt Pluggo saga, I talked to him about its return to wrestling. That'll be debuting here at 11. I got to talk to Marco Stunt again, JPJ. It was wild because he's wrestling tomorrow night. Joey Janela spring break. He's bringing a friend, Uncle Jack Perry. We talked all about it. That interview will be up shortly. And then I am Pluggo. You can find me at Pluggo on all social media platforms. I will be back with Night 1 and Night 2. Pluggo's PLE post shows will be going down. JPJ, I believe he said he's in for Night 1 at least. Maybe Night 2, depending on what happens. You know, some crazy shit goes down. But Ella said she might be. So we'll see. I'm still trying to finalize everybody. But I at least know that this handsome stud here, Boris, said he's going to make an appearance, so you never know what happens on those. And then I'll be doing 4 Exposure at 4 o'clock on Saturday before WrestleMania starts, because we will talk some of the collective shows that haven't happened yet. Plus, we've got to preview LPW 47 Heritage. This is our Heritage that happens Friday, April 24th, which will be next week. So we got to get that preview in, Blair and I, so we'll do that. And then go to the socials at B2Beards on all social media platforms. What we got going on? We are currently finalizing guests for next week to talk about the fallout that will happen from this weekend, and we will figure all that out, and the only way to know that is to follow us.
That's why you got to do it. That's
right.
You can follow me, JPJ Loves Gaming, on all social media platforms. You guys know where you can find me every Thursday, right here on the flagship show with this fella here. You can find me Sunday afternoons, noon Eastern. This Sunday we're going a little bit earlier than that, though. We'll be live right around 10 a.m. Eastern time, coast to coast, over on Fightful Overbooked, Auntie Collins and myself. So make sure you're following both of our social media for what time we'll be going live. It is Mania weekend, so there's a lot of stuff going. Do you believe that my sister scheduled a christening for one of my nephews on WrestleMania Sunday? That selfish woman.
Are you going to do the pop her eyeball out part 2?
I might have to. I already gave her a scolding. I said, hey, next time you check with me, all right, you make sure my schedule is clear before you start throwing hanky-panky things on the family calendar.
What time is the christening?
3 p.m. What are we doing?
The thing better be over by 4.
Now I have to be the jerk and leave the dinner early because I got to go. I got to watch Brock Lesnar get squashed by Oba Femi. I can't be here. He sees me all the time. I love him. He don't need me here.
You can watch it on your phone.
No. I will be sitting watching it in a proper form.
Situation. Okay.
It's not my fault. She's making decisions like this without.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
No,
anyway.
Mrs. Pluggo, I had to have I had to be like, are you one of those? Like, are you sure? Because I know it's her birthday on Sunday. But I will say we do have a bunch of stuff planned around the Mania events.
I couldn't.
But like even Mrs. Pluggo was like, I get it. Go do your thing. Go do your thing. I'll be here. I said, are you sure you're just saying that? Because if you're just saying that and like 5 years later, you're like, you ruined my birthday for Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi. I was like, I'm not having that. I will absolutely not watch it if you want to go do whatever you want to do. And so she made plans with her friends on that night.
Right.
And then we're doing something tomorrow night and Saturday afternoon. We got it all locked up. So
there it is. There it is.
That's how you do it, JPJ sister. That's how you do it. You got to communicate. It's communication.
It's like the athletes that don't follow their sports calendar and they end up having children during the season and they have to miss games. What's wrong with you?
Or it's like MJF.
You have an off season.
Yeah.
You have an off season. Plan it out. What's wrong with you?
Or it's like MJF not paying attention to the product and realizing he has a big match and that's what cost you the title, you bum.
Unbelievable. You have responsibilities. You just got to deal with it. But follow me right here. You'll see my schedule. I release it every Monday. But yeah, that's where you can find me. Enjoy WrestleMania, folks. Hope you have a great time. I hope it exceeds all of our semi-low expectations. And we're here next week chatting and excited about it and all that stuff about where WWE looks like they're going the rest of the calendar year. Appreciate everybody in the chat for being here as always. We will see you next week. Have we announced who's coming on next week yet? Are we waiting?
We're gonna wait because I want to make sure we got the time.
We said it. We said it on the thing that's happening.
Oh yeah. It's fine. Minnie Portable is joining us on next Thursday. She'll be back. We're gonna confirm the time, making sure we know. So we'll let you know what time because I know she's only got a certain block available for us, which is fine.
Yes.
And we'll recap WrestleMania with her. She's in Vegas, so
yes, she is. Yes, she is.
We'll chat about her trip. So be there or be square.
Be good, my people. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy WrestleMania. We will see you next week. Y'all know the drill. Till next time, say hi to Sue.
Hi, Sue.
Peace out.
Hey there, Pluggo and JPJ. It's Trent's mom, Sue, and I have a bone to pick with you. So, I understand that you guys are being real idiots and spending your entire monthly budget. You've got to be kidding me. This is not the way to be when you're trying to run a business. Your boss, Spencer, is really pissed off at you. I'm pissed off at you. You have some nerve. Get a grip. You have to control yourself. You can't just go out and spend all the money that you're making, you two beards guys. Oh no, this is coming out so stupid. Anyway, behave yourselves or I'm going to cut you off from watching AEW. You're no longer going to get to know, be able to meet my son. What? Or me. I'm sorry, this is like, I don't know. Anyway, thanks so much for being fans. Watch yourselves. Knock it off.